So then all I have to do is turn on the audio, which I've done, so we have audio now.
Very good.
And we just cut over, and that should be all we really need to do in order to actually be live and be doing this. Oh, look, there's people here already. Schultz Division says, yay. Hello, back to you, Schultz Division. And we got Jerry Can Cosway with a hello. And Marvel Guy says, he was the first one here. How you doing, Odin? Hello, Marvel Guy. How are you? Hi. So, finally made it back. Last weekend was SAC Anime, which is a lot of fun. And I had lots of friends show up and help me, including this guy. So, hello, I'm Odin.
Hi, I'm not Felicia.
And we're here to do the Odin Makes live stream on a Sunday. And myself and not Felicia are going to continue working with the Magneto Helmet build that I just started last week, or last stream, because in 2 weeks I'm going to be in Lafayette, Louisiana at Creators Con. Thank you, Will Connors, for saying you're going. So there's at least 3 or 4 of you that are going. So I should be seeing Cheese, I'll be seeing Will Connors, probably be seeing Ace, and I'm sure there's someone else that I'm either forgetting about or I'll be surprised they show up. Like Muddy, but I don't think Muddy will make it. He was in Oklahoma. So with me here is Dan. Dan Dom Jr., who is also Dan Does Junk right here on YouTube. Yeah, he's also made a full Gundam suit as inspired to the level of, oh, hey, they did that, I can do that. Build himself a Death Scythe Gundam costume. Yeah, you have your own YouTube channel.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
As you said, it's called Dan Does Junk. And I have videos of my Death Scythe build, if you want to go check those out.
As well as other videos, including the large Lego man behind us.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right. We're both tired.
Yeah.
So, I haven't put the shop back together after SAC Anime. In fact, I've still got stuff. I now have off-site storage. I still have tools that I'm accustomed to having here in off-site storage. That doesn't do me much good right now today, including like all the power strips. I was scrambling to try and find how I can hook up a laser cutter with a laptop and an exhaust fan to the workbench, because the power strip I'm used to having down here that I bolted to the workbench is not here. Got that figured. That was part of the running a little bit late. It's like, oh hell, that's missing. Oh hell, that's missing. So I think we're okay. What's happening with the Ghostbusters build? What's happening with Felicia? Well, Felicia couldn't make it today, so not a big deal. Felicia should be able to be here the next time we do a stream. We're still up in the air as to when that's going to be for the next stream, because if we're to do it every other week, it's going to be while I'm in Louisiana. So either we do a live stream immediately next week, or we do a live stream 3 weeks from now in September. And honestly, that's probably the better date for all of us, is to do it 3 weeks from now. Because of, crunch things coming up with me having to travel out of state. So probably October 1st. This may be the only stream in September this month, which is the same statement. Sorry, guys.
Still waking up.
What's that?
Still waking up.
Still waking up.
Yeah.
What I want to look at doing today is I spent a good hunk of the day yesterday scanning in the duct tape pattern that we had made during the last stream, converted that into an SVG file and a PDF file using the SVG's information. SVG is the vector graphics, like what it's point-based vector graphic drawing program as opposed to pixel-based. And it's the same language that basically that the laser uses. It's an easy file to convert. So I've got my full thing all put together for that, including, hopefully, the bits and pieces I need for making the trim. I even took a stab at doing the horns on his front, which I think Ionolith was telling me was Mephisto got cursed into living into that thing, but I'm just gonna call it a crest and a horn in the pattern, because I'll get it wrong otherwise. But there's some guessing involved with that, because I haven't seen a three-dimensional thing, and knowing that we have a pattern for a helmet and then I've got a pattern for all the trim pieces that go on the outside. Well, those trim pieces are going on top of something that I've drawn, which means there's going to be mass, so going around the backside. it's not going to reach. So probably should accommodate for that.
Oh, yeah.
Because thankfully, it's real basic around the back of his helmet, right? It's just a trim right around the base. So around the face, it's all very detailed. But that's small enough that that'll all fit, even though I'm putting a flat drawing onto a rounded object. But the distance from the points of his chin around to the back of his head, that'll end up probably being short about the thickness of the foam that I use, whether that's 6mm or 10mm, because it'll be two layers 2 times. It just usually works out to be about that short, about the thickness that you're going to make your foam out of. Looking at a line drawing, that may not make sense because I'm rambling, but that's the thing I'm looking at. So I'll probably just cut it over long, and then we'll just cut it down to a custom fit when the time comes. So what I wanted to do today was import the files into Lightburn, cut out the pieces that I need, maybe even 2 sets, and then either put one together while Dan's here to help talk to you guys and maybe just help build, or I just cut out 2 sets and we both build one. Either way, don't know. That's the plan for today. But first, let's get distracted with comments. Schultz Division says, "Hey Dan," with a wave.
Hey, Schultz.
Will Connor says, "Hello, Will. I'm going to get to meet you in 2 weeks." Schultz Division says, "Group photos," because everyone's going to be at the con.
Oh, yeah.
Schultz is saying hello to Jerry. Jerry says, "Up, Schultz." I don't have to read them all here. Jay Period says, "Good morning, Odin and Dan." We saw Jay.
Good morning, Jay.
Yeah. Schultz Division, "You moved yet?" Wink. Marvel Guy, "Dan does junk. A question about your Gundam suit. Did you make it out of EVA foam or did you 3D print it? And how were you able to scale it to your size?" Both very good questions.
Yes.
I will start plugging in the laser while he answers.
So my Gundam suit, just like Odin's, is made out of all EVA foam. It has 10 to 13 3D printed pieces in it, though. They're small, little things.
Like eyes and things?
No, not the eyes. They used to be.
Sorry.
But I replaced those with like light up ones. I custom made my own, or I custom designed my own like elbow bushings, so I can use tapered screws. And the nozzles for the head guns and the machine cannons are also 3D printed. And also the red V on the codpiece is 3D printed. And how I was able to scale it to my size. Let's see. What comes to mind is the helmet. I pretty much made a skull cap that fits me. I got measurements off that. I used specifically the Gundam Universe figure of the Death Scythe. Took measurements of the dome part of the head on that and measured how big the skull cap was and just came up with my scale multiplier that way. For the rest of it, like the body, well, first of all, the head off the figure is 14:1 scale multiplier. I wanted to keep everything kind of close, within a certain range, just so that it looked right scale-wise. So I just went off that. The body ended up being 13.5:1. The skirt armor was a bit smaller, 12.5:1, and the feet were 13:1. But it's pretty much just finding my own measurements, what will fit me, and then measuring that on the figure. I know it's kind of weird because it has like boxy arms and legs, like because I'm not boxy. So, but I kind of guesstimated like on the thighs, for example, like how big of a box would fit around my thigh. So, you can do that with a straight edge because it's straight. Just figure out the size of the square or rectangle that is and measure that on the figure and just divide the 2 measurements to get your scale multipliers. It takes some doing and some tweaking just to make sure things are sized right. The arms were kind of tricky. They're not really to any scale. They're just to fit me and to look right. They're shorter compared to the actual figure because Otherwise, I would have to do like attached hands or something. And I didn't want to do that because the weapon is pretty much a staff, and I would have better control with that with my own hands rather than doing the whole grabby hand thing. That would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, especially since SAC Anime Spring in Roseville, I almost lost it. And I had to jab the scythe in front of me to save myself. That wouldn't have really...
lost it like you almost tripped?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
I shuffled my feet. I was an
I thought you
idiot.
meant you almost dropped it.
Oh no, I
Okay.
shuffled my feet. I was an idiot.
Oh,
The
yeah.
rubber I use for the foot grips hard on carpet. So that was my mistake. If I had the grabby hands, I'm going down.
Yeah.
So better using my hands.
Yeah.
But in terms of how I scaled the parts to fit me based off a figure, it's similar to what Odin did with the Mechagodzilla. So I hope that answers your question fairly well. You can watch. I forget if you elaborated a certain degree
On-
with the Mechagodzilla, because I know you were measuring parts of it and measured yourself to see what fit. I like what you did when you superimposed the figure onto you. If you remember that, because you had a picture of yourself like you were posed similar
right.
to the Mechagodzilla, and
Yeah.
then you superimposed it
Superimpose a picture
Yeah.
of a toy that I had that I like
Yeah.
the sculpt of. Yeah.
mhm, onto yourself.
Right.
So
in order
that
to
was-
try and get some idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a smart idea.
Thank you. When we did our Gundam, we found a 3D model that was pretty close to the real grade that Joe wanted to use.
Yeah, and used Armor Smith.
And use Armor Smith with Joe's
Yeah.
dimensions in order to figure out what would and wouldn't fit. So
Yeah,
a little,
I played with that a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
What you're talking about works really well too for figuring out a box that's gonna fit around your arm. Just take a carpentry square practically and go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, hope that answers your question fairly well. Not just me rambling. Let's see. Social Vision, you moved yet? I believe that's in. He's speaking
There
to
it
Jerry
is.
Can Cosplay.
Ah, I believe so. Yes,
Says, not
Jerry
yet
is moving,
sold,
isn't he?
waiting on the last few things. Social Vision, alright, hope you get a bigger workshop soon. And Jerry replying, I'll have a much bigger workshop, I'm excited. That's always great.
That is always
Yeah.
great.
It's always great to have a bigger spot so you can clutter it with all your junk.
Yes. Yes.
More junk. More stuff.
junk, more
props.
stuff.
Yeah. Shop Gremlin saying hello. Hello,
Oh,
Shop Gremlin.
Hello, Shock Gremlin.
J period. The way you told me about the calf patterns and the balloons was really cool, Dan. Yeah. So that was one of the big hang-ups mentally when I was making my Gundam was the legs. It came to me.
Oh.
Yeah, it came to me suddenly late last year. It was the lower leg or the calf part. So what I ended up doing was I made the lower leg just the pretty much the square or rectangle tube that fits over me. I made that part first.
Okay.
Then I had already had the calf pieces made. Like they already existed. Like I made a pattern using a 14-inch balloon. I inflated it to about the size that I wanted, which I forget what it was, but at least you can adjust the size with how much are you put in a balloon. And
Yeah.
for shapes like that, balloons are great. You just have to be careful and be mindful of trying to pull a pattern off a balloon because it's very squishy and can change shape. Because as I was like smooshing the duct tape over the foil, which if you use a balloon, cover it in duct tape first. That way you can put your foil on it because your foil could still form a sharp edge that'll poke it. Happened to me. It just popped in my hands. I was like, oh, I gotta blow another one up.
Right.
But yeah, you just had to be careful because it's squishy. I was actually changing the size of it as I was like smooshing the duct tape on it. I was like, oh, okay, I gotta reform it, but it worked out pretty well. So yeah, once I got the square tube that fits over my lower leg, then I was able to take the calf pieces and position them. And plus, that's a really good method since you already have a surface that will support the calf as you're placing it on there. Let's see, what else is here?
Sorry.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing while Dan's been talking and answering questions is setting up the computer to be able to see the laser, and then imported my SVG file, that graphics file I made, in to be able to see how much I can cut out at once. And actually, it looks like I can get both sides of the helmet. So there's a lower portion. I'll be able to do both of those from one single cut within this cut space, which is kind of cool. This is part of it too, is learning how much foam do we need to have in order to go, and is it better for me to just cut stuff now and take it than to ask the guy running the con to supply everything, right?
Yeah.
Which he'll pay me back, so it's not like, but you know.
So you're just pre-cutting sets?
Yeah, because that'll speed the class up too, right? But that may
Yeah.
not be what he wants.
And then also, everyone's different shape and size as well.
Which me pre-cutting won't work, where I
Yeah.
can make a small, medium, large type of a thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, if we get a pattern, it's all going to be kind of, yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
it becomes a weird question. So yeah, maybe I don't. Maybe it just, we'll go ahead and spend half the class just cutting the parts out, because it's about, this isn't quick.
Yeah. But yeah, for example, like if you were to cut one out for me and I wanted to actually wear it as well, it would probably be at 80% size.
Right.
Yeah. You got the good stuff.
I've got the good stuff. I don't really want to use the good stuff because we're not going to be using the good stuff. I kind of want to build this the way it's going to end up being. Stuff about the good stuff. I got a huge pile of what the foam side of the bench down here. But I may not have.
We're thinking of HD or floor mat? Or...
Yeah, HD or floor mat's kind of what I was thinking. So looks like I should have the HD. I'll just have to go over and get it. Yes, I've got that much stuff piled up in the shop right now. There's a tiny little walkway right here.
Yeah. Jerry Can Cosplay. Yeah, Dan, that's exactly what I'm going to do with the new shop. Total clutter overload. Yeah. I've had to clean my shed really good once, and I'm doing a pretty damn good job keeping certain areas clean. It's an 8x10 tough shed, and I have a folding table right in the middle of it. Not this size, not this long, but it's similar. And I just have like stuff all around it, and I just have to really, what am I trying to say? I just have to be mindful in terms of just keeping everything clean-ish. It's kind of messy at the moment, right? I haven't been in it in months to record anything, actually. Hopefully that'll change. I have some things I want to work on. The glowing beam sight, one of them. That's like the main thing, and I'm hoping to get that done before SAC Anime Winter. It should be, depending on how things go and how well my methods work and all that stuff. So, yeah. Steve D, sorry I am late. Just walked in. What have I missed? Well, Odin is currently trying to set up his laser cutter here to cut out the Magneto helmet that he patterned last live stream, and there he is.
You missed everything.
Yeah.
It's no longer Odin Makes. Welcome to the Dan Does Junk channel.
I need to end the stream and log into my channel and restart it.
No, you totally could, actually.
So what do you have there, 4 mil?
This is 6, yeah.
6?
So let's just put it under
My
the
eyes
feet.
are broken.
That's okay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It is 6, okay.
It is 6. Let's move it up to the
I haven't seen 6mm HD film in a while.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's like that. Now if I... No, it's pretty much a square, so I want to be there. That's one thing I've always disliked. There's this you want to set the laser focus to be a specific point, right? And oftentimes what you're doing is a very small thing, like 2 mil foam. Well, I'm always a little bit squishy, which bugs me because that makes it off.
Now, will the light be affected by the light color?
It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had settings for it, so hopefully it'll still work. Oh, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing the focal rod for this thing. Where did that go?
Wasn't it always attached to here?
It used to be on the old one.
Oh, okay. We're just live, looking for stuff. Things will happen.
Eventually.
Let's see, what are you guys saying? J period. I'm cleaning the shop right now so I can start working on the 6-foot Yoru sword for my fiance. Was that the one that you told me about with the really large crossguard? Because I remember you pointed one out to me. But yeah, that's cool. 6-foot sword. I like big sword and big prop weapons.
Yeah.
My beam scythe will get bigger than it is right now. I forget how tall it is. I know the beam blade portion is about 3 feet long. It'll be closer to 4, and it'll be taller as well. And I know that it's gonna add weight to it when I see if Odin can get past the camera without moving. Yeah.
Sorry, I left you all alone there, Dan.
That's fine. I'm here. I got the Lego guy who refuses to hear anything with the ear protection. But yeah, I know the beam scythe will get heavier. 1 with the blade, 2 with power source. So, that's all on the top. I found out that the staff I'm using is just an painter's extension pole on it. It's really lightweight. It's aluminum. I found out that 1-inch thick wall just fits right over it like a sleeve.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so
that's
I
good.
can just put that in there. I can make it so it'll be taller, and I'll just use like set screws to just cinch it down on the pipe. But that should help in terms of balancing out the weight, because I don't want it to be like Solage. As when people were asking to handle it, I always had to mention, oh, it's not balanced, it's top heavy, so be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Steve D, what's the laser cutter you're using? I thought
It's the
you now had an X tool.
I do now have an X tool. I'm actually, one of the things I'm going to do today is get this thing out of the shop. It's been sitting in the shop since it arrived. We're going on like 3 months. I haven't unpacked it yet. I've got a new space where I'm going to be able to unpack it and set it up and actually use it on a more regular basis. So that's exactly what I'm going to try and do with it, is I'm going to haul it out of here today, and I hope this week finally get it hooked up and going and actually be able to use the X-Tool CO2 laser that's supposed to be able to etch glass directly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty excited
That is
about
right
that.
there, right?
Yeah, that's the big box right there.
Okay.
One of the things I'm walking around is the X-Tool.
Yeah, that's what's
It's-
causing the bottleneck here.
Yeah.
It's the X tool box. J period. Yeah, that's the one from One Piece. It'll be scaled down to her size. Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing that sword. That crossguard was like this wide, maybe wider.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you can use that portion to bash people with. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's also a hammer.
This is the A5 Pro. I don't want the A5.
Jerry Can Cosplay. I'm hopefully gonna have my Star Trek phaser done for Friday's video. Oh, nice.
Oh, sweet.
Another video. I just got done watching your cosplay tip video.
That's awesome. I need to watch more. I'm behind on a lot. Not only am I behind on getting my own videos out, I'm behind on watching my friends' videos.
Yeah. Let's see, who recently put some content out? Jerry did. The Real Malky. He has his Epion Gundam Helmet video.
Okay.
Big Bob's Props is doing. He's making Shredder cosplay. Ninja Turtles
nice.
cosplay.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's live streaming it as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So he's on part 2 of. I think he's doing the gloves or gauntlets right now.
Okay.
He's making the spikes for him. So yeah, people are making stuff. That's great. Chocolate Gremlin. I don't remember that machine having a focus tool.
It had a little angle iron that was supposed to be just magnetized, because that's 100% going to never fail. So it's got a little tool that you would end up setting underneath it. It was just a little bent piece of... This thing's actually got a lot of magnets on it, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, yeah.
Things like to grow feet, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, as well, we'll probably talk about it when we're live, which is almost time, actually.
Almost.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Everything is telling me 2mm. That's great. I wish you would tell me specifically for this, but maybe 2mm is what it wants. Because there are times when I'm focusing. Why do I have to change the focus in the laser? There are times when I'm focusing the laser that the material fits between the feet, and then there are times that it, like now, the material's larger than, and it sits on the feet sit on top of it. And oh yeah, actually I'm going to run into that as a problem too, aren't I? Nah, that should be okay. No, it might. It's definitely a difference there. It's
Yeah.
my table's not level, so.
And foam is squishy, so
And foam is squishy.
a bit wavy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Oh
know.
wait, this is the wrong size, isn't it?
I don't know, placing 1, 2, 3 blocks temporarily here and there as it's moving.
I've done that.
Okay.
To help reduce the squish. I've
Yeah.
done that. It definitely works.
You just have to watch it so you can move it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Otherwise, it'll push them around.
yeah.
And then it could be wrong.
Steve D, the X2 focus has a Lyle pull down leg for focusing.
I'm sorry, what does?
Is
XD
that-
has a...
Lyle pull down leg for focusing.
Oh,
For the
oh, the
X-tool.
XD.
For the
X-tool
X-tool,
focus. Gotcha. Hello, Shady Fox.
Hello, Shady. You remembered it's Sunday.
Yes. It's not always
I know,
easy.
this week was kind of, well, here in America, since we had Labor Day this past Monday, so
Right. There we are. That's much better than
just
this.
one day out can just screw your whole, like, internal clock up, so.
Oh, in a bit. Yeah, just
Yeah.
a little bit. Oh, no, that was about the right amount. Oh. No, wait a minute. No, yeah.
So what are you trying to do right now?
Yeah.
Oh, we're just looking at thicknesses.
Looking at thicknesses. The back feet aren't even on the green cutting mat. The back feet are just on the
Oh,
table.
I see.
So,
And you got the cord under here, which is lifting that up.
oh, okay, that's not what I want at all.
Yeah.
And of course, that cord's short, so I might have to just run this under the table because it's going to be noisy.
You know what? If you see,
Okay.
it's going. Yeah, just one block right there to hold that end down.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, because that's probably at least a 2mm deflection.
Yeah.
So yeah, that works.
Okay, good.
And it's under the rack, so this won't even go there.
Right. That's the one.
Jerry Can Cosplay, how's the job going, Dan? What job? No.
What job? I got a job.
So, in May, I got a new job. I'm a low voltage tech. So, in other words, I make, like, people work in IT, right? I make IT happen. I'm helping running all the Cat 6 cable through buildings and feeding them all to the server racks and terminating them at that end. And then the ITs can do whatever the hell they want with it. But it's been going great. Learning a lot with data, communications, AV, some alarm and security things as well. So yeah, it's actually sometimes it's therapeutic because I'm just dealing with and installing devices, and even like terminating cables. You know, it's just me doing the thing. Fiber is fun to terminate because you get to use all these couple devices to deal with the cable. Social vision. Liar, Dan, you're full-time FF gamer. Just admit it by now. He means Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy gamer, yeah.
I'm actually not on that a lot. I just go in to check my retainers, send them off on new ventures, sell stuff, collect treasure maps, and do things like that. And whatever events are coming up, I'm not even like focusing on leveling classes right now. The last one I did was a ninja. I think I'm at 53, but it caps at 90.
Caps at 90? Okay.
Yeah. I'm done with the main story, so I'm waiting for 6.5 to come out. And I'm not like those like, oh, a new patch came out, new story, more story, let's go do it. No.
Right.
I wait 4 months or so. And I just, take my time with it. So Jerry can cosplay. I'll be back in 10.
Okay.
10 seconds, 10 minutes, 10 hours, 10 what?
10 minutes, I'm sure.
I know.
But it's fun to tease them, but yeah.
Shady, time is up. Yeah, we gotta go live.
Yeah, we do. Okay, then,
Shall I attempt to go live?
Yeah.
Let's see. I know you also post it to other platforms as well.
At this point, I just go live.
Okay,
So it's just edit while we're live, and then it's scroll down a little bit. I'm helping them.
Let me see, unlisted.
Yep, goes public,
Done.
and then
See.
a little more.
Or you wanna add?
And we usually up there where it says select.
Mm-hmm.
Just click live streams because we're not actually doing
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
And then that's it.
That's it.
Alright. Save. And are we live? Live. Let me see where the chat. That's on public.
Okay.
I'm on live chat, not top chat. Okay. Alright, so we should be live.
You should be live.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I got a noisy thing right here in front of me. Sorry about that. We just went live, so I'll go ahead and say hello, even though there probably isn't a whole lot of new people that just popped in. Welcome to the live portion of Odin Tries to Fumble with Stuff, otherwise known as Odin Makes. My name is Odin.
I'm Dan.
And today we're working on the second part of the Magneto helmet we started during the last live stream. I've got my pattern scanned in and put into Lightburn. I was trying to set up a laser cutter so we could go ahead and cut pieces out and see if this pattern goes together the way I want it to. I haven't built the pattern yet, but it's possible some of my Patreon members have. I posted this pattern yesterday, fully gave Jerry Can Cosplay permission to not only throw one together, but go ahead and make a video out of it if he wanted to. So I don't know if anyone yesterday really went, oh, I'm going to try this, and went for it or not. That's okay if you didn't. Because we're going to try it now. Yeah. And see how well it goes together. The whole plan is to make this into like a master class they want to do at Creators Con. Creators Con is coming up in Louisiana. It's Lafayette, Louisiana. It's 2 weeks from yesterday, so I don't even have a full 2 weeks anymore. It's what that makes it September 23rd, I believe. And we're going to be there all day. It's a long con. It's early to late. And one of the activities is this master class where we're going to talk about how to make Magneto's helmet as seen during the Chris Claremont version. The comic book version is the idea, not the movie one, and kind of that era, the issue 300 era, which I don't know how much it's changed since I worked at the comic shop, but it hasn't for me. So I think I'm finally ready. One of the things, I've moved around my shop a lot. I've moved stuff in my shop to another location. We just had SAC Anime. Everything hasn't come back here yet. We're still trying to get things put together. So I'm still looking for things. The stream started late because I didn't have a power strip of all the simple things. But yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot. I only have one pair of safety glasses, but honestly, the way this laser is, it is so close to the machine, so close to the cutting material, as well as it has a thing in front of it. As long as we're not really down staring at it, I don't want to be a really bad example, but
I'm not gonna be doing this while it's cutting.
Yeah, no. I don't want to be a bad example on streaming by not wearing the proper PPE, but honestly, I hardly do. Because this is great for looking at the laser. This is horrible for looking at an LCD screen.
Yeah. Is that polarized?
I don't think they're polarized. It's just the colors they are. It's a wavelength blocker, so it's safe to look at the thing. Anyway, it makes a little bit of noise. I hope it's not too overpowering with the microphone, and hopefully we'll have a helmet roughly glued together by the end of the next 2 hours. I hope.
Yeah. So hold off on chat so we can. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's fine. One of the reasons Dan agreed to come by was to give me a hand with doing this, was also in order to help man chat. I appreciate Felicia so much.
Oh yeah.
Not just because she keeps my enthusiasm going and keeps me doing the live streams, because now all of a sudden we have each other to be accountable for. When I do finally put my head into the project and start trying to build, she's still talking to you guys through comments. And now Dan's going to help a little bit with talking through comments while I'm hyper-focusing on the computer and why aren't you working?
Yeah. And I'll do my best. Yeah. We'll see.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Felicia just couldn't make it today. She should be able to make it for the next stream, which is up in the air a little bit, but right now I think the safe bet is October 1st, because the same weekend that I'm in Louisiana would be the next scheduled 2-week stream. And because I have to get other things taken care of to fly from California to Louisiana, I think I want next Sunday to get my stuff put together. So I think the 1st is going to be the next live stream.
Yeah. Because you have Creators Con and then Lodi Con the same week.
Lodi Con is actually the weekend after.
Oh, so it's the weekend after.
Yeah, we do Creators Con, which is a day flying out there, the day of the con, and a day flying back, plus an extra Sunday. But we're actually, I'm actually going to stick around for an extra Sunday because I'm in Louisiana again. I'm never there, so I don't want to just fly right out.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Yeah. And then that following Saturday is Lodi Con, which is the 30th. So, and that's only a one-day con in Lodi, California. Going to go to that as well. Mm-hmm. Dan, you're totally welcome to come along if you want.
Yeah, of course.
Sweet. So if you're anywhere, if you're stuck in Lodi again, so will we on September 30th.
All right, let's see. We got some people here. Advex, and that is how Dan secretly hacked Odin.
Yeah.
Sam Fawcett, if I'm saying that right.
Hopefully.
Howdy, nice to see you again. Nice to see you too, Sam.
Yeah, good to see you, Sam. Wow, I'm getting hoarse. Already.
Shady, Odin versus Jerry. Who can build the best helmet?
Jerry.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave you his Red Guardian helmet, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I was looking at that one.
Yeah, that looks great. And that was one of the first things too.
Steve Wagner, hey Odin, after the proton pack, you should make a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man suit, kind of like how you did the Mechagodzilla suit and the other anime robot suit.
Actually, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that would be pretty cool to make a big Stay Puft.
Yeah.
There's enough Ghostbusters around. It would be, yeah. I saw somebody.
I don't see that.
Yeah, well, there's an inflatable Stay Puft you can purchase.
Oh, right, yeah. That makes Michelin Man.
Yeah, basically. There's a friend who dressed up as Sala at SAC Anime, which makes a lot of sense because there's tons of indies, there's tons of Professor Jones, but yeah, Sala, great. Now you got people you can take a picture with.
Yeah. Anyway, as you mentioned, SAC Anime was last weekend. Really great turnout. I had a lot of fun. I actually participated in cosplay repair this time, and I will do it again.
You will do it again?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It really is.
It's not just because, I mean, we're all volunteering. We enjoy helping people with, their pups or whatever that's broken. I mean, because, we get it. You're so excited. You're waiting for this con. You're counting down the days. And then, you get out of your car. You're rushing out. You drop your prop in the parking lot, for example, and something breaks. And you're like, crap.
Did that happen?
So, no, just an example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in general, I mean, that could happen. Things can just break. From my experience, things break during transporting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's transport or heat.
Yeah. But yeah, I would do it again. A lot of shoes need a repair. A lot of elevated shoes need a repair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That staple gun got a good amount of use.
Yes, it did.
I had to use it. But yeah, I would do it again. This is my first time going all 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Well, all 4 days with setup, but the con is for 3 days, Friday through Sunday. I went all 3 days, and Saturday is when I suited up and stomped around in the Death Sight suit, and
Cool.
I actually brought it downstairs.
Oh, yes, you got it downstairs.
Yeah, I had to take the elevator. I knew I would fit in the elevator since your Mechagodzilla.
Oh, I did it wrong. Oh, it's all right.
Oh.
Oh, I've got another fill. Okay, I don't want it fill. That's why you run a test instead of just doing the big thing.
Yep, troubleshooting. But yeah, it was kind of funny just imagining what other people the elevator doors opened and you just see this Gundam inside it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you got that.
Did you go down the cargo elevator?
No.
Oh, you went down the personal elevator with the Gundam? Nice.
Yeah. The one right by the escalator. Yeah. And it was crowded. It was very crowded. Luckily, they don't watch the stream, but thank you to my two older brothers who were with me as my spotters and handlers. My oldest brother was really good at calling things out, like on your left, on your right. Tell me to stop, he would say park it.
Right.
And when I did, I would have to. I automatically turned sideways because it's very wide in the shoulders, so that way people can like funnel past me, and then wait till it kind of thinned out. Then I would be on the move again. I did feel kind of bad though, because people would want to take my picture when it's congested as hell. There's no, like, the most that they can do is a selfie with me. But,
right.
Yeah, because people, they're just so excited. Not a lot of people have seen my Death Sight. This is its first year bringing it to cons, because I just finished it late last year in December. And yeah, it's still something people have yet to see, most people. So I get it, they're excited, they want to take pictures, and I just have to bear with it and cause congestion at whatever intersection I'm at on the con floor. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then Sunday I just threw it up on my stand again and just did more cosplay repair. The cosplay repair is fun, especially if you haven't crafted in a while. It satisfies that crafting itch.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah. Let's see. Sam Faucet. It's pronounced like the kitchen appliance. Okay, so it's just faucet. Okay. Let's see. Schultz Vision, reminding people to leave a like on the stream.
Schultz, thank you.
Big Bob's Props. Hi, Odin and Dan. Hello, Big Bob.
Hello, Big Bob.
I'm not sure when your live streams. I'm aware of your live streams and I've watched them, but I have to watch them after the fact. I'm not sure what the time difference is because he's in the UK.
Oh, okay.
So,
Big Bob is?
Yeah, but you're doing a great job. Keep it up. It's It's exciting just seeing things come together. Go to laser beams. Yes.
Laser beams. Freaking lasers. I'm trying to get it dialed in to exactly what I need to cut HD foam, since it's a lighter foam. It doesn't, with a diode laser, it needs a little, finessing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get it to where it'll just let go, and it's just not. It keeps getting almost down, but it's not.
Okay. Yeah. Just messing with the power output of it.
Power output speed, yeah.
Yeah. Franzoid Drawings. Hello from Brazil.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's my etching? Oh, that's fine. I can even go a little lighter than that.
Advexen. Elevator opens, revealing Gundam. Awkwardly stares at smiling Magneto. Well, it's the same thing. Gundanium, Gundarium, Lunar, Titanium. Titanium alloy manufactured in zero gravity. Is that pretty much what Mechagodzilla's made of, or?
I'm sorry. The
material?
space titanium.
Space titanium. Yeah, it would be zero gravity still.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that magnetic?
Titanium shouldn't be. No.
Yeah. So, sorry, Magneto.
There we go. I was seeing smoke come out of it, so
Oh yeah.
100%, full power, which I don't necessarily want to do because
Yeah.
that's not what the laser wants.
You might have to just Jeremy Clarkson it.
Yeah,
Power! Basically. But yeah, I was also thinking on the way here, would it be awkward or ironic or both if Magneto's helmet was made from aluminium? That's not magnetic.
I'm not 100% sure what it's made from. I just know that it specifically is designed to disrupt Xavier's abilities.
Oh,
So
that's
it keeps
right.
Magneto safe from Xavier.
Right. That's true. And Juggernaut's as well.
And Juggernaut's helmet as
Yeah.
well, yeah. Yeah, there we go, okay.
Big Bob's Cross. I try to do them about this time when I'm not working the late shift. Okay. So, what time would it be over there right now? Across the pond.
Across the pond? They're 8 hours ahead, so it's what, guys, about 8:30?
Dinner time? Or past dinner time?
Past dinner time,
Depending
yeah.
on who you are and how you work. Because one of my wife's cousins, she works nights. And she's like, Who eats dinner at 6? Who goes to bed at 10? Like, everyone else but you?
Basically, yeah.
Alright. So I know
Okay.
I missed some here. Oh, Mariah Woods.
Oh.
Hi, Odin, Dan, and Lego Baby.
Oh, Mariah. Oh, I forgot those for show and tell. Because Mariah's hire for hire, and we did the zombie thing with LARPing,
Yeah.
and she brought the favors that participants get because they participated, and it was this really awesome, 8-color embroidered patch. And
Oh,
it wasn't
yeah.
little; it was a big
Yeah.
8-color patch, and a collectible coin that struck. And yeah, it's like
Yeah, that coin
2
was
inches across. And these are your favors. It's you got just for showing up to a free. I think it was a free. Maybe not. Maybe it's possible that Mariah paid my way. But to this event, and yeah, highly recommended. It was fun. What I loved about it. So I've done LARPing before.
Yeah.
And every time I've done any kind of LARPing before, it was always in a field. We're out on a soccer field. We're out in a park. We're out in a courtyard between buildings where there's benches and trees, but it's open.
It's just open, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I need to run away from zombies, I'm out in the open. Right? It's like
You can't hide anywhere.
you can't hide anywhere.
Yeah.
There's no sneaking
You gotta
up.
fight.
There's no you're just out in the open being overrun by the hordes, I would assume. I mean, I'm accustomed to a certain type of zombie in literature and movies where here they come, you can't stop them. What they did at this LARPing event is they actually rented an airsoft area, and it was enclosed inside of a building. It was like 65,000 square feet. So it was real rudimentary. There were no ceilings, but there was basic buildings. There were broken down cars. There were barrels and pallets and things to hide behind because you're playing airsoft. You need cover.
Yeah.
Cover totally works with swords and shields for zombies. I mean, probably in general. It was awesome because of where. I mean, the people were awesome. The costumes were awesome. But in my mind, it was one of the best LARPing
environments
that I've ever had. Environments, because it was in this place that had an actual dungeon type maze to it.
And it makes sense with zombies because you're like in a rundown city square or something like that. Yeah. I'm getting Dead by Daylight vibes as well.
Yeah, pretty much. and the what was a CBG city, I think. It's in Stockton. It's in East Stockton. It's a large airsoft arena. Highly recommend it. It was nondescript enough. They didn't bother to dress things up. It was basically plywood boxes.
Yeah.
That, all right, there's cars, so presumably modern day, but we got swords and shields. So, we'll just ignore the cars. This works. It's a rock. There's so much broken glass around the cars because airsoft, they've got broken glass, whatever else. As players, we were allowed to go into the bus or go into the cars. That's fine.
They're like corners to hide and sneak around, at least.
Yeah, corners to hide and sneak around. You can't reach unless you got a long weapon. I got killed by one of the zombie kings, so I'm not too upset by that.
The king.
One of the kings!
Only the king can kill Odin.
That's right.
Marvel guy, Odin, a question about your printers.
Yeah.
Which 3D printer and resin printer would be recommended and more better based on the print quality?
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get ready. Hit 4, but don't hit cut yet.
Okay.
Or maybe 3. Does 3 look better? Maybe 3. It's really tough, Marvel guy, because a lot of it has to do with what your expectations are going to be and what your environment is. My environment in my shop is not good for filament printers, period. It's too dusty, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's too humid. And would have to put in a lot of effort in order to, go ahead. It says it's a good time to insert it. Yeah, it's 12:30, go ahead.
Close or?
Yeah, close.
Okay.
So as soon as we're done answering Marvel Guy, we'll cut to commercial. So the FDM printers, the filament printers, didn't work well for me, and I found it incredibly frustrating. Whenever I took it up to my office, it would work okay for a while, and then it was just still too dusty. So if I'm going to recommend one, the only one I'm going to recommend is the only one I've seen work reliably here, and that's a Prusa, or Prusa. That it is that printer is the one workhorse printer that I've seen brought into the shop that worked pretty much without fail. The only time it did is because we didn't set something right, so it was user error. Now, step back from that. That printer also lived somewhere else first, where its user, Shop Gremlin, figured out exactly all the details it needed to work properly. Made a couple little modifications for it, tweaked it, ran tons of benchies to figure out what the settings were that printer needed to work reliably. And that's the main thing you've got to do that I don't have the patience for. It works out of the box, or screw it, I need something else. Not a good idea if you want a 3D print. You need to have patience for it.
You'll be buying a lot of 3D printers.
Yeah, you will. And I've gone through a lot of 3D printers. Now, as far as resin printing goes, that is still affected by temperature, but that's the only one out of all the things I mentioned before that affects it. The resin printers, because of the nature of them being water and being UV sensitive, they've all got a cover, which helps them with temperature control, helps them with dust control. But there's still an area that they like to work in. So it's still room temperature up to maybe 100 degrees. So there's like a 30-degree Fahrenheit difference there where they're happy to print in. Otherwise, the prints fail. And it's weird to think that they do, but they do. So I've had a lot of luck with the resin printers. However, I still had to use a third-party software for slicing in order to get it to work. The out-of-the-box software sucked. Lychee Slicer, where I could actually give other parameters for printing, worked really well. Lychee is free. There's There's things that are useful that are locked behind their paywall, but it's actually usable as a free model. So the Anycubic Photon X, or Photon, Anycubic Photon, the first one they came out with, the first big one they came out with, that one is still my resin printer that I really like, that I use for Arcane. They've got new versions that have a 6K screen in them now, because they use an LCD screen for doing their printing. Mine's HD, I think, or it could be 4K. No, I think mine's 2K. I think mine's a 2K screen. They came out with a 4K screen. Now they're up to a 6K or an 8K screen, which gives phenomenal detail. So, yeah. However, there's lots of good resin printers. I'm sure there's other ones that work better. That one worked for me in my crazy environment. And that's why it's not an easy question to answer. But at this point, I'm going to look at Dan and say, hit the button for a commercial, because we need to do that. We told YouTube we'd check it out ourselves. So that one there. Insert ad. Click.
And then how we know when that's done.
Right. So while a commercial's running, if something's going on for you guys, I'm just going to start the laser and hope that it isn't that people have been waiting to see this thing go. That's totally working. That's not too much.
No, will it do like multiple passes?
It will. This is just the etching pass. So all I want to do out of this is have a. And it's okay if we just keep going as if nothing happened, because at some point YouTube will come back and we're not paying attention. So this first pass, all it is an etching pass. I'm just making lines. So this is adding in the lines where the trim is going to go. Although this will be on the inside, there really doesn't be a whole lot of good. I didn't think about that. Because I got these marks that I don't want to have on the outside, which is, I didn't think about that. That's why I need to do a test run. So I pretty much can drop this etching line, because this is worthless. As far as a pre-cut version.
So Shotgun is saying it didn't cut, meaning no ad.
No ad happened? Okay.
Asking who got an ad and who didn't.
Well, that's good.
Marvel Guy has YouTube Premium, so no ads for him.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you, Marvel Guy. I appreciate that. I get a different watch value because of guys that have Premium.
And Mariah Wood saying it was a free event this time. It was amazing time with you. The zombie king was defeated.
Nice. Well, it's a pretty impressive set of, what do you want to call it, gifts and favors for a free event. Yeah. And I know we're just watching the laser print, and I keep looking up at the camera out of habit, but... So it's still just etching in all the marks. It's telling me center front, what B2B. Up here it says left side lower helm, cut 2 from 6 to 10 millimeter. I'm cutting out of 6.
Advex and back from commercial, came back on the correct timestamp. Okay.
Oh, so you had a commercial Advex in. Okay.
So some
do.
Some get them, some don't.
All right. Probably
CD.
Depends also who has ad blockers.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have any kind of hard feelings towards anybody who has an ad blocker, because I know somebody who's got an ad blocker.
Ace, greetings and salutations, Odin and Dan. I might, as usual here lately. Well, you made it. Welcome, Ace.
You're welcome, Ace. 2 weeks, Ace. Are you going to make it to CreatorCon? Cheese is going to go. Will Connors has got a ticket. We're all kind of, I'm hoping that I get to hang out with you again. But it's okay if you can't. Totally get it. This is not, I'm not pressuring you. I'm not being a con pusher, I swear.
Tad Cecil, I need help. Any tips for foam clay?
Yes, it sticks to everything. Keep a little bowl of water nearby, or a spritz bottle for water. Keep your fingers wet. And keep your tools wet in order to keep them moving over foam clay. Now, here's the weird thing. That's all true. It is also true, if you want your foam clay to stick to your foam or to wood or something else, get it wet first. Thank you for being consistent, foam clay. So, if the foam clay is sitting on water, then, yeah, okay, no, I didn't cut through the first pass. If the foam clay is sitting on water, it dissolves the bottom a little bit, and then it's able to bind to what it's attaching to better. The first time I used it with the God of War Chaos Blades, made a huge difference, making all those little teeth stick to the blade. But if your fingers are moving, if your tool is moving, you want to keep those clean and a little bit wet, and you can get it to smooth out really well. Don't stress super hard over light fingerprints, heavy ones, but light fingerprints don't stress over. The foam clay kind of poofs up and sort of settles when it dries. Yeah, lots of smoke. We're cutting the wood underneath the foam. So, in my mind, you can't see it because it's off camera, but that's a good sign. Well, it'll smoke up in here, I'm sure. We have the exhaust fan on. Also, we have air blowing on us here.
I didn't see. Did you switch it back?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I reached over and hit cut.
Okay.
So on the screen there, the screen on the right is what they see. The screen on the left is the preview, and that's what we will cut to. I've got a Blackmagic switcher. Yeah, so keep your tools, keep your fingers a little bit wet in order to help smooth things out a little bit better. And I can't remember if it shrinks a little bit or not. I don't think it does. I think it's got a pretty good, it's pretty close to exactly what you have when you're done, but it seems like those light fingerprints, really fine little lines, they all kind of disappear. Also, if you get it really, really wet, right, and it starts to lose the fact that it's clay and it's more like a crappy putty, that can be pretty good for smoothing things out. Because you get 2 wads of clay and you're mashing them together, you never quite get that line to go away. So you could fill it in with some overly wet clay that way.
The only time so far that I've had to use foam clay is for filling.
Yeah.
And when I have like gouges from my rotary tool, or mistakes, things like that I don't want. So, and also for cleaning up seams as well.
Yeah.
It works nice for that.
I have, where did I set it? There it is. Flex space. This is when there's no camera set for close-up. So it's not going to work. Habits, put it in for close-up. I've got flex paste. So this is the flex tape, flex seal people. They got flex paste. Super thick rubber paste. Strong, flexible rubber. They call this one the large jar at 1 pound. Yeah.
Doesn't seem large.
No. But it says fills large gaps and holes, applied on wet or dry surfaces, paintable, UV and chemical resistant, non-flammable, and never shrinks.
It's a rubber piece.
Yeah, it's a rubber. Shape to take on any form, DIY projects, crafts, hobbies, and more. Warning, may irritate eyes. So this is one of those fun things to get to work with. Let's see. Yeah, 6mm is the right thickness.
Nice.
Yeah, of course it says left side. This is actually the right side now. Okay.
Yeah, you're not gonna have the
because I'm gonna
words on the outside.
Yeah, things I gotta remember if I'm gonna pre-cut them.
Fox of Armor. Odin, I returned. What are we working on today?
Fox of Armor! Hello! I found this out because he dropped by the SAC Anime. I've been saying it wrong for years. It's faux, as in fake or false.
Right.
It's foam armor. It's a rather clever play on words that I totally screwed up. Hello, foam armor. We're just working on the Magneto helmet that we started last week. Actually cutting parts out and hopefully get around to starting to glue them together here pretty soon. But it's fun. Felicia wasn't able to make it today, so it's me and Dan.
Yeah, hello. Toxic Toad, favorite tool in the studio?
Honestly, a razor knife.
Yeah. Razor
knife and a straight edge. It's got to be I can do more with those two on multiple materials than anything else. This is an awesome tool. So yeah, it's my favorite tool because it's high-tech, new, and it's a freaking laser.
Yeah.
But honestly, this Yeah. A razor knife and a metal straight edge. These are my favorite tools. These are the main things that I use.
And you can do so much with that if you decide to get into foam crafting. That's pretty much what you start out with. And even if you decide to, you've been doing it a while, you acquire one of these, you'll still be using those.
I love the fact that we've been on for an hour now. There's an hour and a half left, and just now starting to get stuff cut out. Oh yeah!
Hey, it's happening.
It's happening.
There's smoke everywhere.
There is. Yeah, there is. You're not health conscious, are you? Not anymore!
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not today. Zeta Prime Reviews. Hey Odin, you should do more lightsaber videos.
Yes. I should do more videos, period.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I've got some video shot that I just need to write. I think I'm finally getting myself set up in a more, I feel like I gotta talk loud over it, in a more comfortable area to be able to do that. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to start actually writing videos again here soon. And which means getting them written, getting them edited and put out. These are the same ones that I shot last year. Videos I got that need to come out. Making Frog Mom's backpack for The Mandalorian. That'll be a 2-part video. Making the props for the play for Clue for Roseville High School. That was a year ago. We're currently working on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory again. Not again. Working with them again on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But I still have put the Clue videos out. So there's 4 videos that I need to write and put out, and the Frog Mom one's not going to be easy to write. Yeah. Plus, I think I got one other, and I've started a video with Joe Gillis and an idea he's got for something he's going on. So I've got videos in progress, but I don't want to. Secret I don't want to share with anyone. I hate writing videos.
It takes time. You gotta commit a lot of time to it.
Yeah.
I have to go through my SAC anime footage to see what I can compile with that, because I want to put a video out on that.
But that'd be cool.
Yeah. I just know a camera was rolling for almost 2 hours, following me around the crowds. So, and when I do those kind of things, I never really have like a set idea what I want to do. I was like, all right, just keep a camera rolling. I'll just figure it out when it comes to editing.
That's the hardest way to do it. That's 100% documentary style, but that is the hardest way to do it. Mm-hmm. And that's the way I shot the Frog Mom. Yeah. I'll just figure it out.
Let's see. In fact, there's a conversation here between Daniel Knight and Advexen.
Okay.
Daniel Knight at Advexen. I have this Viking axe made from foam in my bedroom, courtesy of Spirit Halloween. Okay. So technically that counts as a prop for Viking Luffy. I can imagine a Gum Gum Viking. So that sounds like another mashup idea.
Gum Gum Viking?
Gum Gum.
Gum Gum. Oh, okay. Not okay.
Looks like he's doing a Viking Luffy.
Yeah, because the 2 things I heard was, gun dumb, but I knew that's not what you said.
No.
Gun, like Phantom Menace was the next one that came to mind. It's like, I don't think that's what he said.
Stock Roman, do you have any 1 p.m. show and tell stuff? You've got 20 minutes if you do.
Appreciate the time check. I do. We do. We've got, I got very little. I didn't, I've got one thing I did bring for show and, I got 2 things I brought for show and tell, huh? Gee, why is Chakram reminding me of this? Because Chakram had bought an awesome toy is why, that also need to start playing with. And then I had one of you meet me at SAC Anime and give me something. So I got an awesome toy to show at 1 o'clock that we bought. This isn't a sponsored thing. Yeah, it's one of those. And then a cool toy. So I will need to make 2 probably become a focus.
Alright, let's see here. Stop staring at the laser without your glasses.
He's right.
Says Steve D.
Steve D's right.
Yeah.
There is a shield directly around the laser. There is still leaking reflective light.
Yeah.
But
Secondhand optic
smoke.
disruption.
Yeah, stuff. I think the bigger problem in general is just inhaling it,
Yeah.
which it's the burning wood, so it's
That's what Rick Zawodniak is asking if we have any special exhausts for the laser. It's mostly just burning the wood.
it is burning
Yeah.
the foam. Technically,
Yeah.
it has to be burning the foam,
Mhm.
which that's unhealthy. But underneath it is a piece of hardboard, and that's the majority of the smoke that's coming out. This room has an evacuation fan, and what you can't see right here is an air conditioning duct blowing air in right on our heads. So the room still fills up, but we have filtered clean air coming right at us, blowing the work away from our face. And then I got an exhaust fan going. The X-Tool actually sent a smoke capture device, which is pretty cool. It's about this size.
Oh.
Yeah, which way cool. 100% going to be using that.
But that's why when he's cutting things here in the shop, all the smoke is over here because of that vent.
Yeah, it's on
blowing
Dan's
everything
side.
on this. Yeah.
It does circulate. It fills up the whole shop. We get a good dose of fresh coming in on top of us. And I've noticed when I'm using contact cement, I'm here, I don't notice the fumes as I'm working with it. I walk to the backside of the camera. Oh,
It's all over there.
It's bad. It's all over there.
Pizza Lover says, hi y'all. Hello, Pizza Lover.
Pizza lover. Cut one at a time.
Jerry Khan Cosmic, you hate writing them, and I hate editing them. Videos.
Oh, we should get together.
Yeah.
So
You could don't do the parts that you hate.
yeah, don't do the parts
Yeah.
that we hate. We're actually trying to talk about doing that at work, which whatever reason. So I write and I shoot, write, edit, and put out videos for the Department of Water Resources for the state of California. It's exciting. It's work. Different members of our team excel at different things, and the way it's always been done is one person beginning to end follows the video. They've gotten away to some extent to where sometimes a shooter will hand off the footage to somebody else, but that somebody else has to completely write, edit, finish, effects, music, everything, right?
Yeah.
If I could team up with Joe Gillis, my friend, he loves to write. I'm much better at editing and the effects and so here, you write this one, I finish this one, and then we would work so much better. But nope, we can't do it that way. I think Joe and I are probably just going to start and say, yep, sorry, Albert. That's the boss. Don't get me wrong, love the job. Albert is the best supervisor I've had at a job. Super excited to be there because money is good. I'm actually paying bills. I'm not totally underwater. And there's that whole, I get to go look at major infrastructure and see stuff that you normally don't get to see. Walking around in the very bottom parts of the dam.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is what Half-Life was based off of, because it's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about my job too, because it's not just one spot that I go to.
Yeah.
Multiple job sites. You get to travel, like you said, see things that people normally aren't allowed to go into, like construction zone keep out. I'm behind those gates.
Yeah.
Yeah, because normally I wouldn't be.
It's not the best thing to brag about, be excited about, but yeah, same thing. Last January, flooded road closed. Yeah, I drove around the sign. Sorry, I gotta get video. Bye.
It's for work.
It's for work.
The funny thing is, I've been doing a job for DOT,
Yeah.
Department of Transportation, which is federal. So I'm in there with my foreman. We have all our tools, all our gear, and all of our safety vests. We carry certain tools like screwdriver, electric snips, a knife,
Yeah.
and it's the only time we'll walk through the metal detector, and we'll get a thumbs up from the guard.
You guys are good.
Yeah, you're
Right.
fine. All right, cool. Let me get all my sharp objects back on me. Yeah. Ace, you received an X tool? Nice. I love mine, even though it's just a 10 watt. How many watts is the one you got?
I got the X-Tool X2 Pro. It's a CO2 laser. This thing is a Glowforge competitor. I'm very excited by it.
Advexen, did you say damn like in The Fugitive and X-Men 2?
Yes, a dam like in Fugitive and X-Men 2, like Hoover, like Orville, like Three Rivers. Yeah.
I still like. I don't know if you guys remember Big Guy and Rusty, that cartoon show, with Big Guy was pretty much a mech and required a pilot, and Rusty was like this little robot sidekick.
Okay.
When they're like fighting crime and things like that. Rusty is flying. I think he was trying to stop some missiles, and he was flying towards the dam. It's a kids show, but they're playing on words. He looks ahead, sees the dam, knows the missiles are gonna hit it, and he goes, "Damn!" That was funny.
Sean Cash from Try to Finish Something pointed this out because he happened to be seeing an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
And it's the episode where SpongeBob is learning how to drive. And the driving instructor, I guess, as a character, she wasn't a very nice character, right? She was constantly complaining about things, constantly irritating SpongeBob, not a friendly character. At the end of the lesson, SpongeBob hops out in the car and just says, "See you next Tuesday," and runs away. Well, Sean was letting me know that they never reference days of the week. They hardly ever reference time or anything in SpongeBob, right? They don't do that. These are things that, they probably have days of the week, but it's so CUNT, see you next Tuesday, spells something else, and is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like when they sneak things in like that.
Yeah,
It's
that was
funny.
really cool.
I mean, you gotta have humor,
Yeah,
adult humor.
adult
even.
humor. Yeah, make it good for the adults, and that was really cool. If that's what they were actually trying, and I bet it is, if that was what they're actually trying to do, that was really cool.
Yeah. I want to say they probably got that from somewhere.
We used to say it all the time at Smosh.
See you next Tuesday.
all the time. Yeah.
Let's see.
But was also when I was working at DirecTV, because I used to install DirecTV, we had to use the phonetic alphabet, right, to call things in, because we're reading off serial numbers, and you can't just say the letters because it's too confusing. So you want to be Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. So we'd often just tell each other Foxtrot uniform.
There's a comedian who made fun of that. Like the letter P, as in pterodactyl.
Yeah, pterodactyl, mnemonics, and yeah, probably Gallagher.
Oh, that's the air hose.
That's the air hose. Well, I set the air pump down low with the hopes that it'd be better for the microphone.
Advexen at Dan for the win, pulling a Fox Kids reference. Love Big Guy and Rusty. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. That was a good show. The way I forget what the pilot's name is, but he kind of gets caught because Rusty thinks Big Guy is a robot like him.
Oh, okay.
Big Guy is a mech who requires a pilot, and he caught the pilot. He fell out of Big Guy, and Rusty was like, "What were you doing inside Big Guy?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just doing repairs."
Oh,
like yeah. So he had to play it off like that. There's a good amount of shows back then that I miss. Yeah. Let's see. Pizza Lover, I have an idea for a prop in the future. You should make a Hulkbuster helmet.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. He has a list.
Oh, I do.
He has a
Actually.
list.
Yes, I do.
I do as well. Not as big as his though, but one thing that I will be working on though. I'll be working
There we
on
go.
the motorcycle helmet for this guy.
Right. I want to
Yeah.
make the classic space helmet for that guy.
And I was thinking regarding that, because Magneto's helmet is just a dome with straight sides.
Right.
You can kind of use your pattern, modify that to
Oh.
make this, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Because that's how the classic space helmet is. Or you just scale down this and give him a Magneto helmet.
Yeah, there you go. Let's give him a Magneto helmet.
Magneto Lego figure. But yeah, so as far as I got with the motorcycle helmet, I just patterned a 6-inch or so ball just for the top portion.
Okay.
So I have that in aluminum foil and duct tape, and that's as far as I've gotten so far.
Okay.
So I just need to figure out the sides, which kind of curve in and do
Right.
things like that. The bottom of the helmet is actually oval,
Yes.
so I have to figure that out.
That's why I'm avoiding this
yeah.
helmet.
But it doesn't. It seems doable to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm currently working on, as well as getting the beam sight lit up. That one, I kind of have set in my mind on what to do.
Okay.
In terms, the main part would be like or putting the blade together.
Okay.
So at first I was thinking of making a mold and then fiberglassing it.
Right.
So it's a shell, 2 sides. At first I actually tried cutting that out of wood, and it was turning out. It wasn't turning out too bad.
Okay.
It was being doable. I was using my my angle grinder with a paddle wheel. To
Okay.
really carve at it. But then I was thinking about it, like I'm using hand chisels as well. That's still just one side. I gotta do the other side.
You
so
do,
I
you
can
don't.
so
Yeah.
I can mold it on both sides.
Oh, yes, you
Yeah.
yeah.
So what I ended up doing, I simplified the design a bit. I made a mold out of foam core,
Okay.
so I was able to just make one pattern for both sides of the foam core mold,
Okay.
and I did try using that for fiberglass. It sort of worked. It needs more refinement, but it'll take more time and it's messier. So I was looking at my mold, the foam core that I made, and it's all flat. So
Okay.
I was thinking I could just use polycarbonate sheet. I forgot how thick I got, but I can use that since it's all flat.
Yeah.
And then I can frost it for diffuser and then paint it green.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
what I want to do for the LEDs, that's remaining the same. My idea for that. So I just need to get on that. Yeah, it'll happen. Actually, kind of sooner, but yeah, still eventually it'll happen. Data Farm Reviews, have you gone to Disneyland and built a lightsaber in Tomorrowland?
I have not.
So yeah, something to do. But aren't those pricey still?
Yeah, but whatever.
I mean, to say that you went there and built one there using their parts, so you'll have one that was from there using their parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
As opposed to, found objects, hardware store, parts and pieces, which you can totally do. I've done it. So
totally.
Yeah.
I've done it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against that at all.
Shop Goblin, eventually that button will need new batteries. So I actually have I have lithium-ion batteries in here. So yeah, we can just push this all you want until I don't know how many times, but yeah, it'll last quite a bit. Advixen, your Lego, the figure is perfect size to make a Rusty prop. Remember when Big Guy used him as a blaster? I remember that. Was Rusty actually like this when he was being held? Because I think he shoots lasers out of his finger or something like that.
What I enjoy is Big Guy and Rusty was a Jeff Darrow comic, to my memory, when I was working at a comic shop. So it was pretty cool that it got made into a TV show.
Yeah, I did like the show.
I like Jeff Darrow's art. He's very, very pen and ink and very detail oriented.
Yeah. The size.
Darrow or Darrow.
The sizes between Big Guy and Rusty were inconsistent. It's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon. Whatever.
Like there's some times where Rusty is like big to Big Guy. When Rusty, like, let's see, I don't know how tall he actually is, but he's like a child, a small child. But yeah, there's times where it's inconsistent.
Details.
Where, yeah, if the pilot got out, Rusty would be the same size. Like, oops. Oh, Advex, and yes, his feet came off, and Big Guy took his hand off and plugged him in. Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
So he took Rusty and just plugged him into his hand, and yeah. Modular. Just like the Gundam system. Very modular.
Very modular.
Yeah. Let's see, that one is red already. Oh yeah, Zeta Prime reviews. I'm talking about the plastic ones, not the full metal ones. Yeah, I'm aware of that. They have like the different pieces to put your lightsaber together. You can choose what you want. Yeah.
Oh, that one, the plastic ones, right?
Yeah, the plastic
I've played with that, Ben. Yeah, I've seen that one. Not the ones in Tomorrow. I thought you meant the ones in Star Wars Land.
Oh no.
I want to do that too, but.
I can't remember the last time I went to Disneyland.
It's been a couple of years for me.
Did I go in the past decade? I don't think so.
Well, I've done that. I've been there in the past decade.
Mr. Minifigure, I remembered Odin's portal gun video and decided I would 3D print one for a Halloween costume. Oh, nice. I'm also going to use an Arduino to make it light up. Oh, wow. That's cool. Ubri2F, what's happening?
Well, it's 1 o'clock. We're supposed to talk about stuff.
Yeah, but at the moment, Odin is trying to fine-tune the laser cutter to cut out pieces for a Magneto helmet that he patterned last live stream that he's going to be using for a masterclass for CreatorCon that's coming up later this month.
Which is kind of funny in a way that I'm spending as much time as I have trying to cut this out with a laser instead of just hacking it out with a knife, because I'd be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of grabbing the knife, like, give me the pattern, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, you'd be done. What comes down to the laser, and I've known this for a little while, it's not faster if you need one. It's faster if you need more than one.
Yeah. Because there's parameters you need to set, the fine-tuning, all those adjustments.
Yeah.
It takes time.
It does.
Before you can, like, I'm thinking of, like, one day mass-produced cars, like how long that process takes to fine-tune everything.
Yeah, until they get the
to
car.
make the car how they want.
Right.
Before they can start mass-producing everything. Yeah.
And make sure all the parts fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, that's been dialed in a bit more over time, but...
Yeah, they have it down. They've been making cars for 100 years, so... Can you believe that? Cars are 100-year technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flight's pretty much 100-year technology.
And trains are even older.
So it is 1 o'clock. I do want to do mail, call, show, and tell stuff. I've got one more piece to cut out, but I think we'll probably do the 1 o'clock thing.
Yeah. It's your stream. Whatever you want to do.
As I stare at the laser. I'm staring at the housing. I'm not actually seeing the laser.
Yeah,
at all.
I just see the ambient blue light coming off the.
Yeah, I see ambient blue light coming off. I don't see it doing.
Yeah.
It's really funny how much mentally I think cutting things out of the laser is faster, and it's really not. It's accurate.
It's accurate. It's clean.
It's accurate. It's clean.
It just takes all that time with setup, fine tuning, all that.
I mean, I don't want to count the making the pattern part of it, because I had to do that anyway, right? I have to share a pattern with other people, so having to make the pattern time, which was about 6 hours, doesn't count. But at this point, I've been at this for 90 minutes. To print this out on paper, tape it together, cut it out, and whack it out with a knife, I'd be done. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Because you're not dealing with machines that need fine tuning and dialing in.
So if we come out over here, it is. So let's cut it out from over there.
Did it kind of hit that, or
it might?
If not, there's also here.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Trying to utilize as much.
Yeah, well,
foam.
I'm gonna need to let. I've got to let CreatorCon know how much of this foam to buy.
All right.
And if I can minimize that aspect as well.
Yeah, can't stick there.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
It's just cutting here, right? So
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a little acrylic window on this side where I can see the focal point from coming, the emitter from the laser. So I can see that it's missing the edge of the foam. But not by much!
Schultz and Odin getting a tan with all that blue light.
Yep! Not wrong, it's UV, so not wrong.
Yeah.
Of course, I did the big frame, right? Not the little frame. Let's do the outline frame.
Did it go past that edge?
I'm not seeing how close.
I'm talking about this edge here.
Yeah, I saw that edge. I want to know how much space I have to move down here.
You have enough room to shift.
No, I can't shift it down a little.
I mean, you have enough room to shift it. Okay, probably that.
Is that,
I kind of. Now I'm worried about this cut edge.
I'm not worried about that. Don't look directly at it. I'm gonna hit the go button.
Okay. I can't see chat. Cover my eyes. Toxic Toad, favorite thing you made this year so far?
My bed.
Right.
Dinner. Toxic Toad. Okay, favorite thing I've made this year so far. My problem is I haven't made as much this year, right? I haven't been putting the videos out. I haven't been making the props really. This is the first project I've gotten this far with, really this year, especially on YouTube, with making a pattern, making a duct tape pattern, making a so on and so forth, cutting stuff out. What I did make, and I believe it was earlier this year, this is foam and PVC. This is not at all real. I'm still not going to point it at Dan. In no way is this real. Nothing works. Nothing. It is a solid. It's a single piece thing. It flexes a little bit. It flexes.
Yeah.
But
is
yeah.
This with the laser?
This is laser. Yeah.
That's
this is.
That's very clean.
So.
Yeah.
There's etching here on the grip that's got a diamond pattern to it. Mm-hmm. This was cut from a flat piece of 2mm foam that I etched the diamond plate on and then wrapped back around the object after the fact.
It looks legit.
The etch tool, which I haven't opened up yet, can do a 3D object.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm excited for. It's like, okay, how well does that work? And I've seen videos where someone just bent a piece of cardboard and it wrote over the cardboard. Just like, that's pretty amazing.
That's really cool.
But yeah, so because of how few things I've made, probably this. Hey!
Louis Causey, Odin, do your best Elmer Fudd with the rifle.
Be very, very quiet. You know, hunting YouTubers. I found the stuff! Now that we're done cutting, this is the Atom Stack box. Here's the missing Atom Stack power supply. Here's the Y adapter. Here's the stuff for... Found the stuff! So I need to make sure this doesn't get lost.
The good news is it's all found.
Good news is it's all found.
Yeah. It hasn't been lost in the ether or whatever.
No.
Voids exist in this shop.
There's a lot of space in here to lose stuff.
Yeah. The floor is a good example of that. Gary Scott, hi Odin. Gary from Scotland again. Hope you were doing well. Just wondered if you will start putting the making videos of props, etc. out again. I really love the Lego ones in particular.
Eventually.
Yes, Jerry, I want to put more stuff out. Lego is certainly something I can do. I think the clue pieces are going to still be the first ones. I know I've been saying that for a year.
Yeah.
But they're shot and ready to go. But if I was to come in here and build something totally new from scratch, probably be Lego. Might even be a classic Lego helmet that fits on a particular spaceman.
It'd be cool to see you make a figure.
It would be cool for me to make a figure. I probably should. You shared the pattern with me.
I have the pattern.
So,
And then I have,
all right.
because I made adjustments to it, so I redid the pattern, and that should be the current file that's up on in the video's description.
Oh, cool.
So. Got a bite out of it. Pizza lover, question: does stained glass count as making a project? Of course it does. Like going over the edge.
It wasn't strong enough to. Oh, I see.
What do you get?
It's getting caught up on its own.
Yeah.
We'll start it here.
Oh, right there.
So it's going to need to come down.
Well, yeah, stained glass, that's crafting. you
Yeah,
know.
totally.
Louis Causey, make a Lego waffle, Lego my ego. Making Egos. That counts as making, because you're making something.
Right.
Like what is it? Making this bed.
At this point, I don't have any interest in trying to gatekeep, for lack of a better term, or define what making is for all people as a, this is the only thing it is. No, it's not.
No.
Making is creating something, and yeah, it's so many different things.
But we know what you mean, regarding Odin Makes, and making and building props.
Right. Yeah, did I get lost in the weeds on what the point was that he was talking about? I do that.
It depends on how you take it or how you understand it. You can go very broad, like how you normally do.
How I normally do. Yeah.
And that's fine.
I hope so.
Truck Ribbon, looking forward to seeing you in person, Cheese.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Jerry Can Cosplay, I already printed out the pattern for that Magneto helmet.
Sweet, you already printed it out?
Yep. Go ahead and transfer that to foam and see. It's a race! Laser versus human.
Just time it. You know how long it took me to get the laser done.
Yeah. Pizza lover, well, I'm gonna head out because I'm hungry.
Good reason.
Who isn't hungry? Yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in, Pizza lover.
Yeah.
Just to make a wild guess and say you're gonna have pizza.
Good. Yeah. Probably a good guess. So it wasn't Pizza Lover, but I didn't get mail so much this past week as I did get a gift at Sac Anime, and Shop Gremlin ordered a new product. Let me reach over here and see if I can't get camera 2 to focus in tighter. because the gift I was given. Here's the sad thing, you know, a prepared person would look up who it was that contacted me, which I might be able to just look at Instagram really quick, and you'll know the name of the guy that gave me a gift. So, real quick, this is how Odin looks stuff up on his phone. This is the internet's favorite thing to watch me do. So I wait for, I'm pretty sure this was through Instagram. You know. Nope. Apparently not. Was it foam armor that get? No, was it? No, foam armor brought the lightsaber that we fixed. I got a text while looking from Shop Gremlin. Pretty sure foam armor brought the lightsaber. It was somebody else who brought the toy. And well, darn it. No, I'm not seeing it. So, this person, thank you. If you're watching, if you're in chat, I greatly apologize that I'm forgetting. Just asked, hey, I got a gift for you. I'd like to give it to you. It's nothing really huge and special, but will you be at SAC Anime? Yes, I will. He brought out a Godzilla toy. So what this is? Let's see if we can't get in here. Yeah, 2 is fine. He's hiding behind the laser. This is the reaction action figure. It's done cutting. Get out of the way. It's Mechagodzilla mid-transformation. This is really cool.
It looks like Godzilla half-stepped into a robotizing whatever machine from Sonic.
Or the other way around, where Mechagodzilla is half-stepped into the... This doesn't... It isn't quite this cool in the movie. But as a reaction toy, right? Which still pretty much just has the same articulation that the original Star Wars figures had. It's just hips, shoulders, and neck. The sculpt on this is really, really good.
Yeah.
Some of the original Reaction figures I remember seeing a few years ago. Reaction's the name of the company. Their logo and their packaging mimics the old Kenner Star Wars figure. Kenner packaging. Yeah, no, it's just really, really cool.
The details are really nice. Like all around, like I'm seeing your cosplay, like the details that you put into that. And that thing is huge. This thing is what?
Like 4 inches tall.
4 inches tall, and there's that amount of detail on it.
Yeah, it's really, and it's sharp. The original Reaction toys, for lack of a better term, the sculpting wasn't defined. It wasn't sharp like this.
Yeah.
I was starting to say in the movie, it isn't this. He starts to have pieces fall off, and then in a flash of light and editing, all the Godzilla parts are gone, and it's just Mechagodzilla. So to have him partially like this, it was never quite to this level in the original movie. It was just a couple little pieces, but still, this is really cool because this is the way in the story the way it was supposed to go.
That head sculpt looks really good.
Yeah, I really like. I want to find the Mechagodzilla normal because they have that too. They got just the. They also have like the Smog Monster, and of course there's like 2 or 3 different versions of Godzilla because his look changed throughout the years. So yeah, but I want to find the other Mechagodzilla that's just Mechagodzilla. It doesn't have the Terminator Godzilla skin over him because this is totally the Terminator.
Yeah.
Just the 1974 version. Yeah, go ahead and go back to. Turn off all that noise for the time being. But yeah, super happy with that guy. So I'm very sorry if you're watching and I am forgetting your name, but thank you because this is pretty cool. And even though he gave it to me in the package, it's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm opening this thing up. I'm opening this guy up. At Stockton Con, Shop Gremlin and I were approached by a guy who was representing a company that was selling handheld 3D scanners. We talked to the guy a little bit, talked about what he had, and we ended up going with another company. But it got us going down the road of thinking about it. And so what this is the RevoPoint Range 3D scanner, right? So the company's called RevoPoint. This is an endorsement because I'm excited about the project. This is not a sponsored thing at all. Shock Grumman bought this with cash. So this is not, RevoPoint has nothing to do with this other than they made a product. We bought this one because it had a pre-Black Friday sale. That was a big part of it. And this specifically said it could do a full body scan all at once, a full human scan.
Nice.
But and it's got like tracking markers. The other really cool thing with it, it basically has a hot shoe mount, right? Meaning the old school flash mount that goes on the top of your camera. That's this footprint here is it's called a hot shoe. So the flash knows to go off when you use it. That's this footprint here, but it has an adapter that makes it GoPro.
Oh, nice.
And it's neat that it's effectively the Kinects type system. It's got a color camera and 2 infrared cameras on it, and then maybe that's the emitter. We actually haven't used it yet. But from the documentation, this should be able to do a head scan without much of a problem. It should be able to do a full body scan. You just have to walk around it, and it just scans everything. And it is specifically made to be a handheld scanner. That like that. It's not screwed together, so I don't want to let go of the expensive part. And then of course it can be a tripod and whatever. And I guess it works either directly to a laptop or with their app in your phone. It is effectively still, I think, a point cloud, basically scanner. For an easy way to try and explain it. I might be saying that wrong because I haven't actually had a chance to play with it yet. But
That's really cool.
when I want to scan my head. I've been wanting to scan my head and make a 1/6 scale Odin head to stick onto a 12-inch tall G.I. Joe body forever. And this close to being able to do it. Then, of course, there's the whole, Adam Savage just put a video out this week about this on Tested. Getting a body scan, getting a head scan, how accurate that is versus a head cast. Because it's the weight. And it's not just the weight of the materials on your skin pulling down on you while you're getting casted. But then when you invert the mold and pour plaster into it, it actually makes the head a little bit wider because of the weight. So the head is slightly distorted, not to a level that ever makes it matter to anybody, but as far as makeup and stuff, right? But it does happen. So with this, there is no distortion, right? As long as you print it out at 100% size and you know what your size is, that's part of the trick, is knowing what your scale is. It's going to be exactly what it sees. And at the end of Adam Savage's video, he throws his glasses and his hat on his head print, and it fits perfect, and it totally looks like him. And of course, you're able to hold an expression and other things, because the process for doing this is a minute versus 2 hours. Now, what Adam did was a single click with an array of cameras, so it was instantaneous. Right? So in theory, he could jump in the air, they could click it. Not really, but and that should work. It's a very cool video. Go to Tested, watch his video. Go to Tested, watch all their videos. But I'm excited about getting to play with this, and totally want to scan you too. I don't know if we'll get a chance to be able to do that today or not, but
That's nice.
and Jerry Rig cosplay and we were at one point talking about the possibility of having this up and running for SAC Anime. Didn't happen because we had it last week, but it didn't happen. But this is super cool. And the idea of being able to use this is super cool. To go along with this, after the stream, going to be running to a couple of hardware stores, getting some materials to build a cabinet enclosure for the Mingda Magician Pro, yes, I'm saying that right, 3D printer, which that'll need a review video. It has a 400 millimeter This is a sponsored thing, but it doesn't happen yet. It has a 400 millimeter cubed print area, meaning it can go 400 millimeters by 400 millimeters by 400 millimeters, which is about 16 inches for all of us Neanderthals that live in this country. Well, that's big enough to, it's almost as wide as my shoulders, right? If we were to turn my head sideways, I should be able to get most of my shoulders on the build plate, just the very tops of it here. And it'll totally fit. Like, we could scan Felicia and just do 400 millimeter slices of Felicia and get a full Felicia, you know, because she'll fit on the build plate. It's just not, she's taller than 400 millimeters. But, and what we also want to do with that is print a new Emmy body. So we made that 8-foot tall Emmy project. Now we have a printer to where we can print it large enough that it's not these little Lego-sized pieces we got to glue back together and take care of all these seams. It's going to be a set of 6 or 7 seams, and that's it, that we have to doctor up. And everything will stack. I guess there's going to be more than that. But anyway, and everything will stack, and we're going to have a much nicer looking Emmy trophy when that's all said and done. It's funny, I actually bought I've got a spot welder for the same thing to do the science ball better. Okay. Haven't unwrapped it yet, but I bought a 2-phase 240 volt, which is high voltage here in the States. I know those of you in Europe, that's what's in the wall. They don't trust us with that much power. We only get 120 in our wall because they don't trust us with 110. They don't trust us with that.
We're too dumb.
Yeah, pretty much. We don't take responsibility for ourselves. It's someone else's fault. It was Americans. Anyway, so I've got a spot welder to try and make a better ball to the atom ball. So, super excited with
question on that. If you do a head cast, would you want to wear like a bald cap or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's up to you.
Because if you print it out with hair and you want to make helmets, things like that, you'll have to.
The hair would need to be matte. Yeah. So you'd want to put it doesn't have to be. It could be a bald cap. It can be as simple as a wig cap, something just to keep your hair flat.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be super detailed, but whatever.
I mean, you're still gonna have your hair if you make like a helmet or anything like that.
Yeah. But the hair will give, whereas it wouldn't with a. I guess mine doesn't much. There's not much of a difference between mine and Dan's.
Yeah.
But
just the front. Whatever.
Yes. And same thing with your ears. Although. Having your ears there and making a helmet that fits over your ears, and just ran into this at SAC Anime as well, your helmet would be more comfortable to wear because the natural state that your ears want to be in will be that way inside of a helmet instead of mashed up against your head. And there was a little girl, I took a picture of her, but I forgot to post it. I took a picture of her. There was a little girl who dressed it up as a maker construct from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, or Tears of the Kingdom. And, where's my pictures? They had watched my videos to figure out how to do it, which was, awesome. I love seeing people building stuff that's not anything that I talked about. But, was that? Kind of.
What was that?
It's just hit cut, yeah. You can kind of see it. So she's a maker construct, and she had just activated and stood up. So she's got her hands are fishing lines to her real hands because in the game they're not really connected. And then her helmet was perfectly tight fitting up against her head, but it pressed against her ears, so it's a little uncomfortable. So she kept wanting to take it off because it was just uncomfortable.
It was squishing.
Yeah, it was squishing your ears. So this 3D scan would give you space for your ears to be able to breathe. But still, this was an awesome costume. This was really cool, I thought.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. There's a lot of really cool cosplays all the time at these cons. That's one reason I like going to them, just to see what other people show up in, what they build, especially with the cosplay repair. Getting to handle their props and things like that.
Right.
So
that one's garbage.
And trying to fix them. Yeah.
Did we just start gluing? Probably. Otherwise, it'd be the whole live stream trying to cut it out. Because this is also part of the problem with doing the live stream is a loss of focus. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Talking to you guys is why we live stream. Being able to interact with you and talk with you and answer questions and brainstorm things and tell stupid stories. That's why I live stream. I don't live stream to get stuff done. If I want to get stuff done, I listen to an audiobook.
Yeah, you can turn comments off. Chat off.
No, I don't want to turn chat off at all. But yeah, let's just see if the base glues together the way I want it to. Because if the base glues together the way I want it to, the trim is going to go together the way I want it to. Basically.
Yeah.
I talked about how there's going to be an issue with that before during the very beginning of the live stream, but not a big deal.
The registration marks on there too.
Yeah, I made sure to put the registration marks. Yeah, so as these cut out, is this one that's backwards? Yeah, I think this one's one that's backwards too, which is fine. Because I only did one side on the computer. So I've got all the registration marks. I've got my, A connects to A, T connects to T. I got the registration marks, so when it comes time to glue them together, you just kind of line them up. And they're all just etched into the top of the foam. And so what I'm doing now is just by hand. I know sometimes I do this with the planishing stake, but I'm not going to have enough of those to go around at Creators Con, so it's going to be this to go ahead. It's going to be this type of thing where we're just mashing it in order to try and get the curve to happen.
I think Steve does that too. SK's props, just with his hand.
Yeah, essentially. He was the first one to talk to me about it. Was just, I just do this.
Yeah.
And no,
it's his foam. He knows how it behaves and works. So
it totally works with his foam to just mash it and stretch it a little bit. Because I'm also stretching it a little bit and curving it together. This doesn't work nearly as well with the floor mat foam. The floor mat foam really wants to be heated up.
He made a fender.
Yeah, I did. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, the floor mat foam is a lot thicker.
Yeah, it's a lot thicker and it's softer and it just springs back better because it's supposed to. It's just cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's funny is it's not much cheaper. The amount of usable foam in a floor mat foam, which is about 22 inches square, if you only look at that, because the rest of it is effectively waste or oddball shape, because it says 24 inches square, but it's not. It might even be 22. It might be like 21. If you look at it that way, the cost of floor mat foam versus the HD foam, it's pretty similar. Because you don't even get as much in the floor mat package as you do in a roll of 10 millimeter, I think. It's been a while since I've tried to do that. But it seems like they're pretty competitive as far as who's really truly cheaper. And that says a lot because a roll of 10 millimeter foam is like 16, 18 bucks and floor mat's 10.
Yeah. The floor mat works well though, especially if you're making things that are flat.
Oh yeah, no, floor mat's great. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Because when I was making the Gundam body, I was using the HD foam, which comes rolled, so I just use like strips of styrene to brace it to make sure it stayed straight.
Right.
In certain areas. If I use floor mat foam, I probably wouldn't need to do that, but I would probably still have to do something since it's a lower density and softer. So, to prevent like sagging and warping on the part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Pizza lover's back.
Hello, pizza lover. What did I miss?
Yeah, what was for lunch? Or dinner, wherever you're from. Steve D, not heard any comic book shop stories for a while. Any spring to mind? Well, Jerry isn't here. Jerry Rick props. I'm sure he would have some.
Yeah, well, he also either worked or lived basically in the comic shop.
Yeah.
I've effectively lived in a comic shop. I spent a summer upstairs living in the comic shop. The same summer True Romance came out. Where was Christian Slater living? In the upstairs of a comic shop. Yeah, so I lived upstairs in Berkeley, on Telegraph Avenue. It was great. What? Nothing super. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I just know that when me and my brothers were getting like more into Gunpla, there was a Grapevine Comics in Stockton that we got to know the owner, and she would like. This was before we decided, we'll just order everything online.
Right.
We would have her like order whatever Gunpla kits that she normally wouldn't have in stock. So.
And I'm sure she appreciated it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's income. That's great.
And I think she gave us like a certain percentage off as well.
Right.
So that was really nice.
Well, if she has the two of you coming in, here's the advantage of having someone coming into your comic shop, getting excited about something, and why you, as much as you can, you special order for them and help them out, is because they're going to get excited about what they're doing and then talk to their friends and then talk about where they got it. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah,
more customers.
More customers,
word of mouth.
And that's for a comic shop which can't afford advertising or anything. That's everything. Is word of mouth.
That's how my last job got advertising.
That's
word of mouth.
Word of mouth. Yeah.
Daniel Knight, I got like almost 1.5 months left until Grand Rapids Comic Con comes this fall. Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. Any mashups you got ready for that, or that you're preparing for it?
I think I knew this last stream 100%. Maybe not. Maybe it was only for SAC Anime. It is now confirmed. I have my flight tickets. I will be at New York Comic Con this year. So
Very
New York
nice.
City Comic Con, which is October.
Okay.
Different October. That's what, the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's like a 4-day con.
Oh, okay. Was that one by Ryobi as well? Or?
That's a Ryobi one. That's sponsored by Ryobi to go to that con, which I'm just super excited that I get to go. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
So the back and sides are straight. The front kind of flares out a bit.
The front flares out a little
Okay.
bit, yeah. So let's go ahead and undo the plugs, get this off the table,
That'd
so
be
I
nice to
can
have
glue
this-
without
well-
getting glue on it.
I was gonna say it'd be nice to have the outside detail here on the outside, but it just lines up with the edge.
Yeah, it just lines up the edge. That was an issue that, I'll just etch it all. Yeah, except that then I'm going to have the words on the outside that you have to deal with, which isn't cool. So, and then I got to make sure that when I'd done the pattern, I was looking at it, this is the right side, marked it the right side. Yeah, but once the words go on the inside, it's on the left side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Details. Details.
Daniel Knight, the Samurai Naruto Ichigo one. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of like joking around because people would call my Death Scythe Gundam a Transformer.
Right.
So I was just messing around. I would see a Stormtrooper and be like, "Oh, it's a White Ranger." Things like that. And then my brother, he like kind of caught on, and I think he saw. I forget if it was a Goku cosplay. It's like, "Hey, look, it's Naruto. He's wearing orange and has gold hair." But then that got me thinking. That would be a pretty cool mashup, Goku Naruto, because it would be Goku dressed in Naruto's outfit as a Super Saiyan, so we would have the gold or blonde hair, and his Kamehameha would be the hand signs.
Right.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Thinking about it.
No new. Okay.
Okay.
No new messages.
So the glue pot is right there.
Now we get to huff glue.
Odin is crafting.
Hi, I'm actually crafting. I'm actually doing. I'm going to apply glue on all the. Now that we've got all our parts put out.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I'm going to take my contact cement, because you have to apply contact cement to both halves of the foam if you're going to glue it together. So we're going to go ahead and put an amount on all the sides that are labeled A. So there's 4 of those, because there's 2 parts that go together, each labeled A for the right side and 2 for the left side. And it'll take a few minutes for the contact cement to dry. This is all part of what's going to be happening.
Ad Vixen. New plan. I will see you in New York and finally buy you that coffee. Holy smokes.
Oh, nice! How fun I get to see Ad Vixen in New York. That's awesome. So it's put on by Reed Pop, the con itself. And so I've contacted my friends from Reed Pop and said, hey, I'm going. Because they also were the ones who put on C2E2, and they all said the same thing. We wish we knew you were coming. I will be in the Ryobi booth. So, at Vixen, just look for where the Ryobi booth is when the floor plan comes out, and you can see where the booths are going to be at in the vendors hall. I will be in the Ryobi booth, pretty much the entire time. My contract asks me to be in the present in the booth from 4 to 6 hours per day. So I don't have a problem with that. The con runs way longer than that. That gives me a chance to get something to eat, gives me a chance to walk around and look at the vendor hall. I'm not much of an autograph hound, so that makes it real easy for me. But still, super excited just to get to go.
Oh, yeah. So, if you want to know where Odin is, and he'll be in attending New York Comic Con, just look for this color.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I was wondering what you were digging for.
Oh. Mariah Woods, yay, huffing glue, lol. Yes.
Highly recommended.
Louis Causey, Dan, with your mechanical knowledge, what mechanical knowledge? Ever thought about branching out into animatronic build tutorials? Not really. I'm not that mechanically inclined as you think.
I wonder if they're confusing you with Shock Gremlin.
Oh, yeah.
Shock
Maybe.
Gremlin could do animatronic builds, but
I could learn it. Let's see. What extent does my mechanical knowledge go? I mean, I know, I want to add sound effects to my Death Scythe suit. I know what I'm going to use, and I have everything for it. It's just laying it out in the suit. I look for things that make the job easier. I'm going to be using an Adafruit audio effects board.
oh, cool.
Yeah, the one I have, it comes with a built-in 3.5 mil jack.
Oh, really?
So I just need to buy speakers. Well, I have speakers that just fit into that, and the whole power source I have planned out. I'll be using I think it's a 7.4 volt LiPo battery that I'm gonna step down to 5 volts.
Okay.
Just to make everything work. And
So you'll have some
battery lifetime.
and battery lifetime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially with a LiPo battery. And then I also want to do I'm familiar with radio control components.
Which is effectively animatronic.
Pretty
I mean,
much,
It's not,
yeah.
but
Like
a lot of it is.
a bit of third channel stuff here and there, which I plan to make operate the cockpit door. So that'll be on the third channel servo control, as well as the buster shield with the blades open and close. That'll also be a third channel.
So third channel is you've got your first and second channel for forward, backward, left, right. Is that the third channel is additional?
It's additional. You
Okay.
got the
I don't know.
go, reverse, or brake, and then steering. I
Okay.
think that would be second. There's they call it third channel, but there can be more. They make these radio control construction RCs that have to have a lot of functions, like an RC backhoe, for example, that has to it has to go forward, stop, turn, and then it's got the base swivel and then the arm control. So that's multi-channel right there. I was thinking of just buying a cheap one, just so I have all those different channels I can just tear off from the RC and just utilize it. So we'll see.
So something I'm noticing that I didn't do, I don't have front marked on all my pieces, right? So I actually have to look at how the pieces go together. So
But you know which ones, though. Right?
Yeah, I know which
Yeah,
ones,
you know which
basically. But if
For
I'm
the
trying to
class,
show
you mean.
people, No, it's not going to be obvious. So I need to do that. I need to make sure I get an F for what the front is going to be on
It's
all these
kind
things.
of implied. And see, this is right side dome, so this is actually left.
Exactly. It's kind of implied, but it's not, because the way I cut it out
Yeah.
messed with everything.
I mean, if you once you label it right, it'll be implied. Like this will say left side dome, so it'll go here. It will show implied that's the front. But yeah, it's best to have it.
It's best to have
Yeah.
it, yeah. So, note to self: I need to put some more markings on the. I'm out of touch. I haven't made a pattern in over a year. I haven't sat down and used Inkscape and whatnot to make a pattern in over a year. So. Yeah, and then there's that fun issue where the front is perfectly cut, but the back is no longer focused, so the seam is actually much larger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing with the laser, which is okay.
Let's see. Advex, and try and see Adam Savage again. Hopefully he remembers you from Silicon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well,
Yeah, if I can.
He said, "Oh, I know you." When he met you.
Which was awesome.
I know. That's cool.
He actually invited me to call him too last November. Well, not him directly, because I didn't get his number. But, call his people and whatever else, and still should, because love to, need to. It's one of those things. Nobody's getting younger. Time's slipping away. You need to go and do it.
Let's see. I think Shop Gremlin is replying to or reacting to Advex, and that would be fun. Maybe he could get a good email from his team to schedule the shop tour he was offered last year. So I think he just mentioned that.
Yep. I think Jacqueline just mentioned the same thing.
Even the Shop Gremlin Nightingale mask never got finished.
And no, it didn't. That needs to get finished too. That was another project that we started recording, I'm thinking. Because Shop Gremlin wanted to have Nightingale armor, wanted to have Nightingale mask in order to appear on camera. And just the desire to be anonymous. And that needs to finish.
Oh yeah, another thing. Sorry, just came to mind.
It's all right.
At Sac Anime, I've been wanting this to happen along with my Death Scythe cosplay. Someone cosplayed as Duo Maxwell, the pilot. I think she remembered seeing the Death Scythe at Stockton Con, because I recall hearing someone, I should have cosplayed as Duo, So she actually did.
So she actually did it.
Yeah, I saw her
cool.
at the booth, and I was like, "Excuse me, I gotta get a picture with you next to the Death Scythe." I mean, that's kind of what I said, but in my mind, it was like, "You there now," as I'm taking my phone out.
I'm sure she was excited for the exact same reason.
Oh yeah. And the funny thing is, what I noticed first was the beam sights she made. I'm like, that's a Death Scythe beam sight. Oh, it's Duo.
Right.
Like, I look at who's holding it. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Does Duo carry a smaller version of the beam scythe?
No, he's only carried a couple things that I can recall. One was actually, it's this weird, it's a beam device.
Okay.
Because he goes and, well, you haven't watched it, but he goes and rescues another pilot who got captured. They're in the hospital. They're like it's a military hospital off the coast. I don't know how many floors up they are, but they're really high. They jump out of the hospital, so they're falling.
These are just the humans, not in mech suits.
Yeah, the pilots. Duo busts out this. It looks like it would be a walking stick or something like that, because it's braced on his arm. He holds it up, and this beam comes out and starts shooting sideways and rotates like a helicopter blade.
Okay.
But it's a beam, and that's how he gets down. So he's using it to fly. Yeah. Other than that, he's just holding a pistol.
So much like the Doctor Who sonic screwdriver, it's the whatever you need to get out of the situation device.
I guess.
Okay.
It's the only time it appears. It's like for one episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's a pistol of some kind. So let's see. Top Gremlin, pity. Bean will be at the Pet Hotel for New York Comic Con.
Right, Bean's not going to go. Bean will go to Creator Con, so Cheese, you'll get to meet Bean.
Bean and cheese.
Bean and cheese! Because
The
Bean is
perfect
going to go
combo.
to that. But because of the length of time and the fact that we're working with Ryobi, Bean is not going to go to New York.
So Ed Vexen just he said, Dan, you just described every episode of Penguin and Batman.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, was it the umbrella?
Yeah, Penguin's
Yeah.
Penguin's the umbrella that
So that's pretty
does
much kinda-
everything it needs to do.
Kind of what Duo had, but it wasn't an umbrella. It was like a beam of some kind.
Like Batman's got his utility belt that has every device he needs. Penguin's umbrella did everything he needed it to do.
Because Batman is a ninja.
Yes.
pretty much. And
basically.
they carry all the tools and whatever they need with them. And he's also a badass in terms of his fighting style.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's different styles, but I recall Jiu-Jitsu being one of them, one of the main ones.
Yeah.
Shady saying it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world, almost.
Almost. It's almost
Yeah.
5 o'clock. Yep. Beam. Stream is over at 5 o'clock. Shady time.
I believe you'll be able to get that onto here. Should be enough time for just a set. Oh,
Yeah, should be enough time for
getting
it to.
there.
We'll still
I'll
got
just
to.
hold it up onto the
Right.
bed.
So I've got Ryobi heat guns, which I love. Right, the Ryobi heat guns are fantastic. One of the things they're really good for is helping to speed dry contact cement. They're still packed up with all the cosplay repair stuff and not in the shop.
Let's see what you have available.
Well, I have a regular heat gun that's a
Yeah.
bit stronger.
I don't see
but
a real one, but yeah.
yeah, I don't, the nice thing with the Ryobi is it's battery operated and it can't get hot enough to actually melt the foam and so on and so forth.
Shows the vision. Bean should be with Jerry, because Bean and Jerry.
Funny.
Ben and Jerry.
Ben and Jerry, Bean and Jerry. Of course, I thought
Ben
Tom
and-
and Jerry, but yeah.
Oh.
Ben and Jerry makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Jerry should have an animal or a pet named Tom. Jerry can cosplay. Just check prices for New York Comic Con. Maybe next year.
Ah,
At least it's off the coast,
right.
the East Coast. So you don't have to traverse
It's a little
the
bit
rest of
closer.
the continent. Well, you will if you want to come here.
The idea of getting across the pond and visiting you, Jerry, is not something that is lost on me or on Shop Gremlin on any kind of a regular type of occasion. It's this whole when we get over there type of a thing. So yeah, there's just know that we want to go. I seriously want to go. I've always wanted. I love going to other countries. I've been to one. I love going to other countries.
Same.
Well, two, if you want to count Canada.
That's the only one I've been to.
I've been to Crete, so I've been
Okay.
to countries that start with C. Which I say that, but Crete really isn't a country. That's Greece. It's just the island of Crete. But whatever. Yeah. Really want to go. Really want to get to meet you. Really want to just see how life is different in a different place. See a different culture. See different sights. See a country that's 10 times, 20 times older than my country. That was the best part about visiting people in Crete. They were talking about how they have these olive oil pots for storing olive oil. But they're not that old. These are only like 300 years old. They're not that old. It's like, that's older than my country.
Yeah.
And they laugh because they realize that's true.
Yeah, that's true. You guys in America are freaking out over a 150-year-old house.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
exactly. Who cares? It's only 150 years old. Yeah, that's all we have. It's California isn't even 200 years old yet.
Shows a vision. If you want culture, Don't come to Denmark.
Come on, Schultz.
Jerry Can Cosplay, keep dropping hints at Ryobi to go to a con over here.
Yep.
Hell, if you go to an England con, I'd go over.
Nice.
Only thing is,
Well, if we get that far, it's going to be really hard to stop us from going just a little tiny bit further into Ireland. The funny thing for us to think about is that the Big Isle, right? The main island out of the whole United Kingdom thing is about the same landmass as my state. And it's not a big deal. Roads are built differently, but it's not a big deal for me to go from the middle, and it's also tall and narrow, right? From the middle point of my state to the ocean, right? That's a 2-hour drive, maybe a little more. Mm-hmm. The roadways are very different. That's not. I don't believe that's the case for the UK. But just that idea that all right, it wasn't that long ago. I drove north to the border. It wasn't that much long ago. I flew south to the border. Yeah, it's like It's like going to Nevada, sort of, which I've done plenty of times this past year to run and grab chemicals that I can't buy here. Don't tell California that, I guess, maybe, but whatever.
so Steve D is saying myself is available when you visit the UK.
Sweet. Sweet. Thank you, Steve. That's to be honest, that would make a not that I want to advocate couch surfing, but that would make a UK visit doable. The airfare to get there and get back, that's okay. We can get there, right? Because that's whatever it is. You get it early enough. You can get it kind of cheap enough. It's a stopping point, but not a complete. Hotel fees every single night becomes a deal breaker because that just adds up and becomes the most expensive part of the trip.
And then also, if you do go to the UK, it'll be pricier, I believe, because whatever the conversion rate is.
Oh, it's not bad.
Okay.
The euro's pretty close right now.
Okay. What about the pound?
Yeah, you're right, because the euro isn't there anymore. It's now the pound. I'd have to look. Same thing. I don't think the pound's too far off. I still think the dollar's worth less.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
I think it's close. It's not like it was 20 years ago where it was like 3-1. I think it's pretty close now.
Like right at Brexit, yeah.
Yeah, right at Brexit, or even a little before in like the late 90s, it was like $3 got you a pound. Now I think it's like $1.10 to a pound, something like that. What is the conversion rate?
It's kind of close.
Someone's probably already telling us on in chat. I'm waiting for the glue to dry. I'm not just stalling.
Yeah.
I am stalling, but I'm not just stalling.
Shows vision. Longest drive I can take is around 3 hours to go across on the longest distance.
Right, across Denmark. Yeah, it takes about 4 hours to traverse the shortest width of the state. From Reno to San Francisco is about 4 hours. San Francisco's right on the ocean. There's no more continent. Reno is actually a little bit inside of Nevada.
Mm-hmm. Reno Sparks.
Yeah.
I'll be doing close to a 4-hour drive one way when I go out camping.
Right.
In October.
What's funny is how often for work I'm driving down to Fresno, which is usually a 3.5 to 4 hour drive, and I haven't even left the Central Valley.
Yeah. Central Valley is that big, yes.
Yeah, 8.8 pounds sterling. So.
Okay. So $1 is 0.8.
So $0.8.
0.8
Yeah.
quid.
So yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because
Okay.
I want to go the other way around, but.
Yeah, Big Bob's Props is saying 1 pound is $1.25 or so.
Yeah. Okay. So I was guessing right. Okay. Good enough. That's what I thought it was.
Jerry Can Cosplay. I have a sofa bed in my new house. It's all yours, Odin.
Sweet. Thank you, Jerry. All right, so I don't have a mark for where the front is in the front, but I do have a mark in the back.
Yeah, I was looking at that. You have a center.
So I've got a center back.
And then you'll see just wherever that lies.
Yeah. So if I just stick it together, in a close enough type of way. I've still got my registration marks, which is what I'm trying to go for.
Okay.
As I curve around. What's fun is kind of to think about. So I've got these super fine line little registration marks. Yeah, this is not the right way to glue together. Usually half and half is better. That's something to remember too. The registration marks that I made on the original pattern were a Sharpie line thick. These are a laser line thick. And so they can shift within and still be accurate to the Sharpie line.
Jerry can cosplay. You can come too, Dan, if you want to share with Odin.
Dan, you want to go cuddle on the couch?
Show us a vision. I will try getting some of the cons in Denmark to hire Odin for something, like a workshop.
Sweet.
Just to get him across.
Hey.
Very cool.
I'm happy just to sit at a table and go, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I got invited to a MakerCon back in like 2018, I think it was. And I would have been in the Maker area with Colin Furs. This would have been in a Manchester MakerCon. And yeah, I got invited to go, but of course they couldn't afford to fly me out there. I had to fly myself out there. And that's when I got my passport. And I was getting ready to go and just couldn't. And then I just couldn't.
Social vision. Nothing more warm than the Odin spoon. Louis Kazi, when you go to Creators Con, are you going to eat some gator?
If I get a chance, yes.
Yeah.
I'm flying into New Orleans Airport because I'm using my... I've got Southwest, and I have a Southwest card with a lot of miles on it. So I use my Southwest miles to get my flight that the con then repaid me for. So I'm flying into New Orleans, renting a car to then drive to Lafayette, which is only like 2 hours, if that. So yeah, gonna get a chance to get something along the way. Gonna get a chance to get pictures of a drive-through daiquiri stand. Still one of my favorite weird things.
Jerry can cosplay reacting to Schultz. Jesus, Schultz. And Schultz saying, sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Wow.
Regarding the Odin spoon.
Oh, right. That flared out quite a bit. Does that look bad or does that look right?
It reminds me of what's his name? Cobra.
Cobra Commander?
Yeah.
Kinda.
It just flares out like that. How's it feel in the ears when you?
Oh,
Well, it's just on the face. Okay.
yeah. Because we hung the cardboard on it. It doesn't bother my ears at all. I don't feel crushed by this at all. The act of putting the trim on it would help a lot with
getting that, and then if you need
getting go in, and if we need to, we can always line it with wire coat hanger, right? With a, and that would really help us a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, I always say this when I put on a helmet. Vision's really good with this helmet. I've actually this doesn't obscure my vision at all. I've got unobstructed peripheral. I can see these a little tiny bit, and I can barely see a little bit of this. I don't see any of this at all.
Yeah, that's really wide apart.
Yeah,
I'm close to your face, so yeah.
Yeah, this is nice. So yeah, not an impractical superhero helmet. I can talk, I can breathe.
Oh yeah, of course. It's open.
Oh, and then this piece goes up here somewhere. Which,
there's no visor or anything to worry about fogging up or...
Right, no, there's no visor. No, which is another reason to go with it. I always want to try to be as accurate as I can to the comics because that's just the art style I like. But in the end, it's Odin's interpretation of Magneto's helmet, and I think this is a pretty much fine Odin's interpretation of Magneto's helmet. I think it flares out because it's relaxed. If I actually force it to be It's not
these
flaring
these
out.
are big pieces and they were flattened. So.
Yeah, these aren't flaring out really. So no, I think this is fine. It's very much a Spartan type of helmet too.
Yeah, pretty much.
You could put a thing on it and decorate it slightly differently, and which was one of the things I really wanted to talk about was there's a base look to the helmet, but you can create past it if you want. You change, since the brow is part of this, you can totally change this shape. You can make it as much smaller, whatever, and make a Spartan helmet.
And because of the basic layout, you have your dome and then your flat sides that go around. You can make a classic Lego space helmet.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and yeah, it doesn't. This isn't hitting me. I mean, I can get it to touch, and it's not. It's flaring.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to
Does
look at
it
the monitor like
move
it's a
on
mirror,
your
but it's
head
not.
a lot, or
No,
shift around not too much?
no. Well, it's custom fit.
I know.
But we raised the back up a little bit when we did it.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's not. Yeah. No, this is, as far as the helmet goes, that's working really well for a base. That is not discouraging.
Yeah, it's great.
So it took us that long to cut something out with the laser that still wasn't that accurate. So whatever. I got super excited about having a laser cutter to the point that I almost hinder my making in order to force myself into using a tool that I don't really need to use. But I'm going to be honest, I am still going to use it to cut out the trim pieces.
Yeah.
So things I got to do to modify the pattern, especially if I'm going to, this way, for the laser pattern, is not include the trim on the inside because it's pointless. But the pattern in general for the con, I got to make sure I mark what edge goes forward. So when I'm standing in front of a group of, it's going to be like 5 or 10 people. It's not going to be that huge. Talk about how to glue this helmet together. The F is for front, so you want to make sure you're gluing all of your F corners together because that's the front corners. And not going to pre-cut from laser. Going to go ahead and just cut it out. It's weird. If I bothered to pre-cut from laser, it will be faster day of, right? And people aren't going to cut themselves. So that's something to think about. Do I want to cut things out because we can eliminate knives, or what? But then it's how many do I pre-cut?
That's true.
So
And that's also like another thing. Like, you're gonna be teaching people how to, because they're gonna be making their own, right?
yeah,
Like, how far do you want to go in terms of how much work you want them to do? Because
Right.
You were talking about like eliminating knives and other tools.
so it's probably better to just have a paper pattern, pairs of scissors, razor knives, and just let them do it. And hopefully the master class is long enough to go through it. As it is, I probably need to spend time building another one of these, maybe by hand like that, to see if I can get it done in the amount of time. There's Evil Ted's, and I'm totally taking Evil Ted's advice and his example. When he does demos, he does helmets because it's so few pieces, right? And it's something that's fun when it's done.
6.
Yeah, it's 6 parts.
Which is for the main. Yeah.
And then there's another You'll get up to well over a dozen because there's 4 more pieces for the brows. There's 2 layers for the brows. So there's 4 more there. 5, 6. There's a little piece here, 7. A little piece here, 8, 9, 10. And then there's this part that goes up here that has the little horns that come off it, which is
Gonna beef it.
yeah. So we're up to like 15 plus 6, 20 something parts, 21 parts, somewhere around there. So I'm thinking, let them cut out the patterns because they cut out one pattern and that's all they need to mark 2 pieces. And if they work in teams, one set of people can cut out the pattern half and half. One does one page, one does the other page, and flip it back and forth. It's like, how do we speed this up so it doesn't take 4 hours for this thing to happen in order to get to roughly a finished product? And at the same time, it doesn't have to be finished. Do I only have to go this far? And then you take the bits and pieces and finish it up at home. Maybe that's what it needs to be.
Yeah, they'll just end up with everything out of foam, whether they have time to finish it or not.
Yeah.
Also, I was thinking because I mentioned everyone's like different sizes.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to provide patterns in like 5% increments,
Probably.
and maybe find out like I guess this will be your 100%.
That would be the 100% exactly.
How to figure out like
That would probably be the first thing is the 100%.
if you know a certain head circumference will fit a certain percentage of
Right.
the pattern. Yeah.
So if we'll need some of these. You just go over the brow. This is the way I've always done it. Like, you can pick any part, but as long as you pick the same part between different people, then you're pretty much right. So I got my thumbnail held up against
20.
where I was feeling the inside, and I'm pretty much 25 and a quarter, yeah, which puts me at, and literally a hat size is just pi. It's that's the circumference. What's the diameter? And that's your hat size, which that's what 8 1/8 basically. So.
And for me,
So that would be 100% is 25 and a quarter. So if we wanted to print one of these out that would fit Dan,
because I'm guessing 80% of that would be me.
probably pretty close. You are pretty close to 22. It looks like.
22 and a smidge, yeah.
So 22 divided by 25.25 equals 87%.
Okay.
So yeah, you're pretty close. Pretty close. So if you wanted, you could take this pattern at home tonight, since I put it on Discord, print it out at 87%, and
it'll fit.
and it should fit. Yeah. You don't have to at all.
I know, but the whole figuring it out,
Yeah.
because like you don't know who's going to be tending their size.
You're
the
totally
size of
right.
their head, so
So yeah. No, I think 5%. You're probably right. We just do
5% increments.
yeah, 100, 95, 90, 85, 80, 75. And then we can measure heads and figure out who gets what and where they want to fall.
Yeah.
Because we went from Steve's size to Felicia's size by printing it out at like 72, and that's a pretty big difference. I mean, Steve's not a tall guy, but he's barrel chested.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That was for the.
that was for
Saiyan
the
armor.
Saiyan armor. Yeah.
I thought he did 80%.
Was it 80?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Still 80. All right. So that's what we're gonna need to do. Yeah. All right. So things I gotta remember: add F's to the front of the pattern, and be prepared to print these out in multiple sizes, so we can then, on day of, figure out how they fit out. I also specifically tried to make sure that the pattern fit on 2 sheets of paper. So those of you who have access to my Discord, you have access to this pattern right now if you want to play with it. It is formatted to fit on American Tabloid, which is 11 by 17, so it's actually like 4 pieces of paper, or it's made to fit on what is that, A2? A2 or A3? A4. See, I don't get to play with international paper sizes, so I don't have them memorized. The A4 paper size is really close to the U.S. legal, but a U.S. letter, but they're a little bit different. So A3 is double, so it's A2, I think, because A3 is right. It's just the way it works out. So yeah, I think it's pretty close to the A4 size, but it's slightly less than both, so it'll fit on the printer, or you just let Acrobat figure it out for you. So. But when I give these to Steve, I'm going to make sure not Steve, Jeff. Jeff is the guy running CreatorCon. When I get these to Jeff, he'll just need to print some out on 11 by 17 and print out a certain set at, like, we'll need 4 or 5 of each, if that.
Yeah.
He'll know. People have to sign up for the master class, so he'll know how many he needs. So if we, yeah.
And I don't know if they'll be able to print out like on the spot, like if there's
Day of.
a child or something,
Right.
someone small.
Maybe.
So.
All we need to do is bring the file and some sort of a printer. We could probably do something day of.
Okay.
But yeah, so I know we used about a third of a roll of HD foam to get to this point. If we're doing it with paper, we'd have less waste.
Yeah.
Something else, the laser. And then I said 4 millimeter. I think the trim needs to be 2 millimeter, and the trim will help with this too. When you start gluing it,
Yeah.
it's really hard to describe, but gluing on a secondary layer on a curve, you want to have this at the curve you want. So you want to hold it there when you glue on the second layer, because the two of them are going to help hold it in place. Ultimately, the 6mm is stronger than the 2mm, and it's still going to flare a little bit.
I would probably. This is my thought. I would probably just tape it. Well,
The other thing,
kinda.
what I did on the Wanda masks, which worked really well, is I ended up cutting out a small piece and gluing it on the inside. So another layer of 2mm on the inside of the cheek to pull it in.
Yeah.
Because you're gluing a curve and a curve. It's funny just how much that works, because you got two different radiuses of material glued together is holding the curve better. Simple! I'll do a helmet!
Well, you did it.
Everyone, thank you very much for tuning in today. Thank you for hanging around. We went 15 minutes over, but that's okay because we started 15 minutes late. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you at least found our rambling entertaining. What's happening to the Ghostbusters Proton Packs? We'll get back to that. I swear. Dan Does Junk also has a YouTube channel right here on YouTube where you can find him at...
Dan Does Junk.
Hey, there's a thought. Please go check out youtube.com/Dan Does Junk. DANDOES Junk. Where he's covered his Gundam build as well as a lot of his Lego builds. Yeah, I think I need to make one of your Jumbo figures because that thing's really freaking cool. I actually spent some time yesterday. A thing just to not be doing, right? Not working, not being in front of a monitor, not during the last year, I dropped the Galaxy Explorer.
Oh, really?
Right? So picked up all the parts. So I sat down last night for 45 minutes and completely deconstructed it into just a pile. The entire Galaxy Explorer fits in the gallon Ziploc bag.
Oh, wow.
So that's one of the things I did last night, because coming up again, I always get a real urge to play with Lego during Christmas. Just the two seem to go together really well. So I'm going to want to build it again. So I'm prepared to be able to build it again. So yeah, love the Lego thing. Anyway. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Any final goodbyes from there, or we want to just call it quits and tell them to piss off?
Just a few. Let's see. Jerry's hitting the sack. Probably did already. Schultz saying, "See you, Jerry." Smack the like.
Smack the like,
Smack
yes.
it, smack the.
Thank you, Schultz Division. Everyone, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We only put out one ad the entire time. This is a horribly monetized stream. I'll have to go back to letting it go automatic because I completely forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I knew I would, but give it a shot.
Yeah, Neil Knight saying, "Gotta go." Thanks for having me here. Well, thank you for joining. You're probably
Thank you.
gone already, but thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Shady, Marvel Guy, Shop Gremlin, everyone else who tuned in that I'm forgetting, thank you all for tuning in. If you want to get in a little extra, and you want to help me just survive my day-to-day life currently as well, Odin Makes has a Patreon, so it's patreon.com/Odin Makes. That gets you access to the Discord. It can get you access to our private Minecraft server. And these live streams always start early with Discord-only access. So it's supposed to be Patreon only, and sometimes I forget to post it to Patreon because I'm a horrible person. But if you wanted to be able to do that, then that's really kind of cool. That gets you in a little bit earlier when the chat isn't as busy, and it gets to be a lot easier to actually talk to everybody. But then I'm on Discord. I check it all the time. So it's an easy way to talk to me and Felicia anytime. So, yeah, please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes, because the support you guys have given me this past year while I haven't been putting videos out is invaluable. Thank you guys so very, very much. There's more than once where I really needed the monetary help, and you did, and thank you. So, gonna have videos coming out, swear to God. Gonna have appearances in Louisiana and New York City, and you'll be able to see both of us at Lodi in between the two. Thank you all very much. Am I long-winded? Just shut up and hit the off button. All I gotta do is reach over and hit end stream. It's just that simple. Just end stream.